Get on up and get down with Skyjack Morgan.
Sunrise on the horizon.
I've
Denying. News with Skyjack Morgan. Bright and early new dawn. Every headline, every story. Here's your morning, some glory. Stay informed, stay tuned as the day greets new blue. Good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling. With coffee in your cup, used to fill you right up. Cleansing weather on the go. Morning show you need to know. Join us on this daily ride with your morning side by side. Catch the latest, feel the vibe. Sky will keep you well supplied. Good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling.
Believe you're alive and well. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Morning Sky. Welcome to the show. How are you? They deport to certain people. Yep. They do. Oh my gosh. Hey, thank you so much for being here. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, a free speech and critical thinking advocate. This is the Morning Sky Show. It's the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. You know how you know? Because it says right there on your screen. It says it right there. It's getting pretty exciting around here. Where are my Sky City Rebels at? We got any Sky City Rebels in the house? Do we have any? I see Sayard Yan. The audio sounds weird. Thank you. I didn't have a chance to check it. Audio does sound weird. Let's get it right. Yeah, now it sounds good. Thank you so well. There's a thing that happens. Sometimes different microphones take over the computer. It's weird. All right, how we doing? Do we have some audio going on? Do we have some rebels happening in this chat? How are we doing today? What's the deal and how you feeling? Can you drop an emoji in the chat to let me know that you're alive? Because goddamn, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because we. It's getting kind of rough out there, soldiers, rebels. It's getting kind of rough out there. They did release, I think, the whole Clinton testimony, which I thought was really fun to watch, and so we want to watch a little bit of that with you today, if that's okay. Lots of Hillary and Bill action. Billary, the Billary is at it again. Billary's back, baby. Billary's back, and I was pretty shocked to see that old Clinton, Mr. Clinton, his hands are like, whoa. I thought at first he was nervous, but no, man, dude's just got palsy. He's 80 years old. He's like, I've got to be 80 years old. But he doesn't even talk like the old Bill Clinton. He talks like he's about to die. Bill Clinton, what is going on with his voice? What is happening there? I don't see how that works. Another pre-recorded stream is diabolical. I've never done a pre-recorded stream. I've never done it, Nico Harrison. Never done it, Nico. Are you just trolling? You just trolling, Nico. Well, that's okay. You just stumbled into the #1 news reaction show on YouTube, and I'm glad that you're alive, Nico. I'm glad that you are sharing this great experience called humanity. After all, since we're all involved in the same grand experience, you know when you fly over a city, and you're flying into a big city and you see all the little lights, and it's always struck me as kind of a profound experience flying into a city. You see all the little lights, and every little light's a person, sort of, I know a lot of them are for households, but go with me. It's like every little house, every little light's a person. Every little car has a light on it, and every light's a person. And every one of them is having an experience just like mine. They have sadness and happiness and fear and all the things that I got, And I'm looking down on the cities when I fly into them, and I think, man, their happiness is my happiness. My sadness is their sadness. We are the same. We are just part of one giant experience because we're experiencing the same things as individuals. It really is, because I think that individualism is extremely important, but man, isn't it incredible to think that we're all individuals together? I mean, that's like a beautiful dichotomy, some kind of weird Dymaxian tension that we can all just engage with and experience together. Again, man, it's getting yin and yang. It's getting weird. Dude with no shoulders. What do you mean no shoulder? What is with you guys today? We got a lot of weirdos in the don't have any shoulders. I'm 6'5". I weigh 245 pounds. What do you mean got no shoulders? I got shoulders for weeks. What are you talking about? I got shoulders. I'm pretty big dude. Elon Musk though, no. Elon Musk has spent a lot of money to try to look like me. He's got hair implants, teeth implants. He's got a jaw implant. He's got a penis implant. This guy, Donald Trump, and Elon Musk have had lots of gender-affirming care to try to look like real men. I don't think it's working out. They're trying hard, but they can't really do it. Another pot. It's so weird. Thank you, Co-Sider. Yeah, I'm like 245 right now. I'm like 245 pounds. I'm actually a little on the heavy side, I think. It's a bit big for me, mostly because I've been concentrating on the YouTube channel. I need to go get back out in the run. I get back out going on some runs, lose some weight. But yeah, I'm about 6'5". I'm really tall. I got shoulders. Should I stand like this when I do my live stream? Ugh, yeah, I'll get really tough. Are you voting in your primary today? I don't have a primary today, unfortunately, Gary. No primary for me, but I won't be voting in a primary. I don't have one. No primary for me. But a lot of primaries are happening all over. I don't get to vote in one, but everybody else does. I'm not registered in a district where there is a primary, but I hope you are. I hope that you'll vote for one. Will you do it? Yes. His old vids... You tower over. You remember those twisted? Yeah. I look funny on camera. Every time someone takes a picture of me, I'm always doing this one, trying to look shorter, because trying to like get in the frame. I'm always bending my knees to make myself look short. Yeah. I was 6'2" and weighed 340. You're doing good. Thank you so much, Leif Erickson. I feel like I could get a little bit on the skateboard. I need to get back on the skateboard. Man, I'm a little heavy for a skateboard right now. I need to just get back out and running. The sun is coming up earlier. Today I always wake up at 5 a.m. and start working on this show. And at 5 a.m. I wake up, I'm watching the news, I'm getting shit together, I'm building stuff, I'm making thumbnails, I'm making descriptions for the channel, I'm doing all these things, trying to get this show going. And man, the sun was up, and I was like, the sun's up at 5, bro. Well, it wasn't up at 5, it was almost. Which means it's about running season again. I can go out and run again. I always get a little bit, my birthday is in a few days. My birthday is on Friday. And on my birthday, I generally will get back into like shape. For some reason, like even when I used to smoke and stuff, I'd start smoking during the holidays. And then in March, I'd quit and I wouldn't smoke for the rest of the year. And then holidays would come around. I get stressed out. I'd start smoking and drinking again. And that's how I don't smoke anymore at all. but I still drink sometimes. But I only drink during like that holiday season, the winter time, maybe a little bit in the summer, like a beer here and there, but usually it's just in the winter. And then once my birthday kicks in, I'm like, get back into shape and get back in the gym. It's great because all of the losers who start in January, they're already washed out. And I can maintain from like my birthday to Thanksgiving, I can work out for that amount of time. That's a good amount of time. Every year I get back into shape, and I think that's the way to go. Party time this weekend. Yeah, I think that for my you guys all know that I'm a full-time YouTuber now, and it's like money's tight, and so I'm going to be we're just gonna catch a happy hour. Honestly, we're just gonna go to happy hour where the half off on apps, have a couple beers, me and my girl, take her out on a little bar date, and that's going to be it for my birthday. Nothing too crazy. Yes. And alcohol is antifreeze. That's my excuse. Yeah. I think that's great. Yeah, full-time YouTube. Yeah. But I mean, I'm in the red every month, but I'm just hoping that, free falling, we'll be able to make it. Yeah. But yeah, full-time Skyjack Morgan, Morning Sky. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I hope that you guys also checked out Vegan World Radio at kpft.org. We did a great show yesterday on Monday and in Houston, Space City, Houston. We did talk about the primary there, but I'm not registered in Texas. I'm registered in California. So, yeah, I was in Texas yesterday. We did a show. It was pretty cool. Thank you, Co-Sider, for the happy birthday. 50K subs, massive leap from last year. Exactly. We're trying to do something right. It's hard, though, because I watch these partisan hacks. I watch these Democrats and Republicans, and they're raking in all the money because they're very much more about like the gang, the cult, this tribal shit, red versus blue. And I'm not, man. I'm like an anarchist, and I don't really believe in that type of shit. So I don't have like that built-in audience. I have to find my people, and I found the Sky City Rebels. Thank you, Sky City Rebels. I appreciate you greatly for everything that you do to keep this channel alive and keep the world going around for me, because let me tell you, I'm a loner, Dottie. Happy birthday. Yeah, it's my birthday on Friday. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's rock and roll, huh? I wanted to watch a little bit about that. Hillary Clinton is in the news. The Billary is back. And boy, are her arms tired.
To the fundraiser to support my friend Nita Lowy.
All right.
She's pissed. Like, they treated her like shit, man. That, first of all, spoiler alert, they treated her like garbage, and she didn't even know Epstein. That's what's crazy. Hillary, I think it's because she's a woman, right? And MAGA hates women. Because, like, Bill, yeah, put him on trial, right? But, like, Hillary says she never met the guy. She's not really mentioned at all in the Epstein files. There's no photos of her with him. She says she's never met him. So what the heck? And it makes perfect sense, right? Like, if you're Bill Clinton and you're hanging out, Bill Clinton was never on the island, it turns out. There's no evidence he was on the island. I learned that. I thought he was on the island. Turns out that hot tub thing was in Brunei with the Sultan of Brunei. I think that's weird. It's weird. But Virginia Giuffre talked about Clinton, Bill, but not Hillary.
Excuse me, can I interrupt? There are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this room. Can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules?
This is so amazing. Like, we're checking Twitter, and there's photos of this when there's not supposed to be. This is a closed session. Which one of you sons of bitches, like, because can you imagine how pissed you'd be, right? You wanted a public hearing. They said no. And then one of these fucking Congress people took a photo of you surreptitiously and posted it on the internet. Benny Johnson, who's like the gay version of me, Benny Johnson, like, like this show is kind of like the straight Benny Johnson TV show. Benny Johnson got texted the photo by Lauren Boebert, whom you'll hear off screen right now.
Particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing. If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm
can
done
occur?
with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home.
hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. That's what I'm going to say from now on. My mom used to say shit like that. Now until the cows come home. Until the cows come home. Which, is speciesist, but funny as hell. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. Okay?
This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
Oh, you want to go off the record now, do you? Oh, all of a sudden you want to go off the record, do you? Oh, you want to turn off the cameras now, do you? Interesting.
So I would like to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was,
It doesn't
Excuse
matter.
me.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah,
So
well,
I would like to take
Yeah, I will take that down. You bet you will, you stupid Lauren Boebert. Too bad. That's not how the internet works. You sent it to your friend Gay Johnson. Benny Johnson. Yeah, the guy's so gay. He's not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but if you're like super anti-gay and you are super gay, it's weird, right? Like Benny Johnson. What the hell? Anyway, you sent it for like I don't want to say what Boebert's called, but it's like a FG. She's like she's like Grace from Will and Grace. She's got her friend who's her best friend, Benny Johnson.
break at this moment.
yeah,
I'd like to have
I'm
a
done
conversation.
for now.
Go off the record. Go off the record.
We're going off the record. We're going off the record. Get off the record. Imagine this, right? You loser Republican, you maggers, you dirty, stinky maggers. You guys, you broke your own rule, and you thought the secretary wouldn't know. The former Secretary of State, Hillary Rodham Clinton. Weird. It's just it is typical. She said it's typical. It really is typical. That's like exactly what the Republicans have become. Just like no decorum, no rules apply. They don't care. Wouldn't it be funny if I took a quick photo of Hillary and sent it to my gay friend Benny Johnson? Ain't this funny, Benny? That's going to blow up the internet. Can't wait to see all the likes it gets. Amazing. Amazing. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful work.
If truth can be one of the first casualties of war, this is a time, especially against an administration that has been caught lying a lot and uses propaganda, has been caught putting up false statements,
Maglets.
videos, even at times misleading AI. We want to make sure we touch on that dynamic, the truth and Donald Trump's long history of lies and deceit, in addition to the other war reporting we're doing tonight. President Trump attacking Iran is the opposite of what he claimed he would do. And while some people might say, well, these images are, of course, war, and here we are, and let's move into it, the American public has a right to understand about why we are waging the opposite of what Donald Trump claimed his foreign policy would be in the most recent election where he was elected and promised no forever war.
What happened with you guys? You guys said no. You guys said zero regime change. You said zero wars, the peace president. And now you got Tucker Carlson. Tuckett Carlson is calling him a warmonger. What's going on? How do you guys keep up with your guru? How do you keep up with this cult? This cult said it was anti-war. I thought it was the peace cult. I thought you were practically hippies. You guys were so into peace. You guys, I said from the beginning, he lies about everything. He's lying about this. There's going to be wars. There's going to be lots of wars when Donald Trump becomes president. Nailed it. I called it. You guys thought that he wasn't going to start wars? You guys thought that that wasn't going to happen? It's not a war. That's funny because Pete Hegseth called it a war yesterday. So the Secretary of War calls it a war, but you think it's not a war. Okay, so let's listen to Michael Collins, 5116. Call it not a war. It's a fucking war. We stalked. Either it's a war or it's a very over the top execution, because we pretended to be wanting to talk and negotiate. We pretended to be negotiating in good faith with the Iranians. And then, meanwhile, we were stalking their supreme leader, their religious leader, and all of his followers were stalking the leadership in order to murder them with bombs. Yeah, that sounds like a war to me. If they did it to us, would that be a war? If somebody bombed the White House, do you think we would be is that an act of war? I love how stupid Americans are becoming. I love how stupid Americans, it's like really shocking how stupid. If somebody bombed the White House and killed all of our leadership, the entire cabinet, the president, the vice president, if somebody did that, would we think of it as an act of war? Like, I don't like any of those guys, and I would say, yes, that's an act of war. 100%. It's not a war, though. This is Orwellian. It's Orwellian that you would say it's not a war. War is peace, slavery is freedom, ignorance is strength. Those are the party lines. It really truly is Orwellian. We made it to 1984 finally.
His campaign promises were against exactly this kind of war of choice in a complex region where America doesn't have an urgent U.S. interest. One report noting that no president in the modern era has ordered more military strikes against as many different countries.
I thought he was going to end the conflict, the war in the Ukraine, day one. Before the inauguration, he said, the moment he's elected, he'll end the war in Ukraine. Do you remember that? Still going. This guy can't fucking manage his way out of a paper bag, and you guys are like, let's move the goalposts one more time for my favorite president. He's my favorite.
As Trump. That's in this term alone. Did you know that? Axios noting, as we get into this Iran war, that Trump authorized more individual airstrikes last year than Biden did in 4 years.
So he authorized more individual airstrikes in 2025, more acts of war, more war crimes, more. It's not like, it's funny because I hate Joe Biden. I hate Joe Biden. I hate most presidents. I think every president is worthy of your ire. The office is rotten. The office has clawed too much power into the executive and taken the power out of the hands of the people. But it's safe to say that Donald Trump is by far worse. By far. People like, people did die. ICE killed people when Barack Obama was president. Yeah, in 8 years, 56 people were killed by ICE. Donald Trump killed 34 in 1 year. And those are the ones in custody, only the ones in custody. In 1 year. Bloodiest year in ICE history was 2025. It used to be 2004. And there was a spike in 2020 because of COVID. More people died in custody. But now in 2025, worst year ever. If you got arrested by ICE, your chances of dying were mighty high. Mighty high. Weird. And they kept on finding people hanged with their hands tied behind their back and shit. So weird.
I want to show you tonight, Trump has now bombed 7 countries in over a year. Iran, Nigeria, Venezuela, of course, where like Iran, we were a part of an effort that removed.
Like, this is what I mean. Like, this is why I have this. It's for people like you, Devonio. Devonio, I do this show for people like you, people who are clearly victims of propaganda. Peace through strength is a slogan. That's a slogan. It's like, ain't nothing like the real thing. Coca-Cola or McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the same thing. It's a slogan. It's brainwashing. And you repeating it is beneath your own humanity. It's beneath you. It's beneath the dignity that you were born with as a human being. You are degrading yourself when you say something like, peace through strength. It's like, are you a parrot? Are you an animal that can speak, but you don't know the meaning of the words? You can just repeat what your favorite politician says on TV. Peace through strength. Rawr! Peace through strength. Are you serious? Are you stupid? I'm not calling you stupid. I'm asking. Are you stupid? Do you think you're stupid? Are you so stupid that you're going to fall for shit like that? Peace through strength. That's what Trump stands for. Trump stands for nothing. Trump stands for power. Whichever way it goes, he's a Democrat today, he's a Republican tomorrow, he's a Christian today, he's a Jewish person tomorrow, he loves Muslims, he hates Muslims, he hates the blacks, he wants to kill the blacks. That doesn't really change very often. He really just hates blacks. Unless he meets a billionaire black person, then it's totally different. He hates the gays, hates the trans, unless he meets a billionaire like Scott Bessent in his cabinet, openly gay man married to a man. He hates gay marriage, though, unless you're a billionaire. You see, he doesn't stand for shit. He has no principles, no values. You have to ask yourself, what do you stand for? Forget about what Donald Trump stands for. What do you stand for? Are you going to be just run roughshod by a 80-year-old politician who pays prostitutes at his golf course while his wife raises his infant son? That's the person you're standing behind. A person who has no values, no scruples. He's not scared to use force. Okay. All right. Well, no one's afraid to use force. I mean, what are you talking? Not scared to use force. You stupid? Not even half of what I do. Thank you so much, Hey Speaker Sergeant McCott, for funding the channel. I appreciate you. Finally, a chance to laugh at this guy. That's the point. We got to laugh at those in power. That's the point. Got to keep on laughing. Keep on going. Stay strong. Where's my Roy Cohn? Yeah, that's what he said. Where's my Roy Cohn? Roy Cohn, the one who's famous for throwing massive gay orgies in New York City in the 80s. The one that trained Donald Trump. That guy, Roy Cohn, his personal attorney. That guy, Roy Cohn. Pam Bondi is his Roy Cohn. Pam Bondi is. Roy Cohn. Everyone loves Roy Cohn. Murderer Roy Cohn. The legalist loyalist, if you're counting Nazis.
Leader, Iraq, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen. I'm going to leave this up on the screen for a moment. What you are looking at is unilateral, unbridled
proof. Look, if you don't think I'm telling the truth, fact check me. That's it. You don't think I'm telling the truth about Roy Cohn, that he was famous for throwing big gay sex parties and that he was best friends with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump was seen many, many times at those parties and was talked about by his own wife for going to those parties? No one says he did anything at that party, by the way. I've never found anything saying he did anything at any of those parties. In fact, it doesn't seem like anybody knows what he was doing at these parties, because Donald Trump says he never drank a drop. Although most people say he did have a very heavy drinking problem, and he did lines of cocaine off of the erections of young men at Studio 54 back in the day. But those are just rumors. We're not sure about that. There's no proof of that. But there is proof that he spent a lot of time in the late midnight hours, the very late night hours, with certain people at Studio 54. And we know that he was at the parties of Roy Cohn. And we know what kind of parties they were from the other people who were there. Donald Trump hasn't denied any of that. So you can imagine what was happening. If you're at a big gay sex orgy and you're not, what are you doing there? What are you doing? I don't go to those kinds of parties. What would you be doing there? Just watching? Well, that's kind of weird. So is Donald Trump just a guy who likes to go to big gay sex parties and watch? Is that that's the thing? Cool. Hey, awesome. Again, not even half of what I do. Nice. You just go all in, huh? Wow. Thank you so much, Hate Speaker Sergeant of God, for funding the channel. I appreciate you. No surgical removal of an unelected despot is not you effing what? A surgical removal of an unelected despot like Donald Trump? Like, what do you mean unelected? I love how you guys love to do. The guy says he's against war. He's against regime change. What you just described is regime change. The surgical removal. I know you like to jerk off to stupid words like that. Talk about word salad. That's a word salad. The surgical removal of an unelected despot is not war, you effing potato. A war. You spelled war incorrectly. I see now. W-A-R is how you spell war. Oh my God. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Let's learn a little geography, shall we? These are the OPEC nation. No, they're not. They're just countries that we've bombed. Interesting. Here are countries that we've bombed so far.
American war power under Donald Trump without the Congress. Whether any of these become his so-called forever wars is a matter of risk, something not in our control, because once you start taking out leaders and bombing different places, all sorts of things can happen. This is just in the beginning of the second term alone. The normally MAGA-friendly Wall Street Journal notes Trump spent years.
What gives us the right to just decide who gets murdered all over the world? Is that who we are? That's who Americans are? We just don't like somebody. We'll just send our military over there to kill them. It's funny because that's not usually how it's done. It's not usually the American way. Americans usually aren't so fucking cowardly. We do things the most cowardly way now. This country is a nation of cowards now. Cowards. The only ones who have any balls are the women standing up to Donald Trump right now. The women standing up for the Epstein trials right now. The women who are standing up against the ICE agents right now. It's always women for some reason. The occasional man you see out there, but it's usually ladies. It's incredible, actually. But now we're a nation of cowards. We'll smile at your face and tell you we're negotiating in good faith and then bomb the shit out of your leaders, secretly stalking them. That is some cowardly, underhanded shit. Don't you realize how disgusting it is that we told the Iranians that we were going to negotiate in good faith, and then we're secretly spying on their leaders for months? The CIA said it was over 3 months. For 3 months, we spied on their leaders, and then, out of nowhere, we just murdered all of them. That is some dirty, underhanded shit. And it's frankly un-American. It's un-American. It really is disgusting.
Announcing U.S. intervention. Now he's toppling foreign.
And anybody who loves Donald Trump is a coward.
Leaders.
I will tell you, you're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me. I will also restore peace through strength, and I will prevent World War III from happening. These globalists want to squander all of America's strength, blood, and treasure, chasing monsters and phantoms overseas. Our current strategy of
chasing monsters and phantoms overseas? You mean unelected despots that we will be secretly and surgically removing?
nation building and regime change is a proven absolute failure.
Nation building and regime change is a proven absolute failure. That was Donald Trump.
I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars.
I'm not going to start wars. I'm going to stop them. I'm going to stop all the wars. We're going to stop all the wars. It's funny because now 11 nations are involved in the war in Middle East all of a sudden. Would you be surprised if you saw a mushroom cloud somewhere tomorrow? Would it surprise you if another terrorist attack happened tomorrow? I mean, it might shock you, but would it surprise you? Would it surprise you?
False. He is starting wars, risking wars, because there are some countries like Venezuela that are in a position where they may or may not fight back. And he said regime change is the goal. He just urged the Iranian people to rise up and change their regime this weekend. Americans are now dying in this war. There are some who might say, oh, it seems quaint to hold a politician or this politician to his words, but that is exactly what we do. And sooner or later in American history, we have seen even powerful, at one time popular presidents, and this one isn't.
We call this one epic fury because it's a very solemn affair. I love all these maggers in the chat, these ignorant maggers in the chat talking about how it's a surgical operation. We were so threatened. Why the fuck did you call it Operation Epic Fury then? Really, it's a very serious and solemn affair. We take the gravity of war so seriously. Operation Epic Fury! Yeah! FAFO! I mean, this is like your guys' whole vibe is middle fingers up, FAFO all the time, Operation Epic Fury, Alligator Alcatraz, the Lone Star Lockup, the Speedway Slammer. You're so cute! You're so cute with your concentration camp naming and your war operation naming. You're so cute! Everybody thinks you're so funny. You're so funny. Everybody thinks so. And then you want to pretend like, no, we're solemn and serious people. MAGers are very solemn and serious. Can't you tell by our solemn and serious, stupid Elmer Fudd red hat that so you could tell which of us are pedophiles? Can't you tell? The way we bend over backwards to defend the cabal of billionaires who buy and sell working class children. Can't you tell how serious we are? Man, yes, 34 in 1 year. That's what the ICE report, DHS reported 34 this year in 2025. 34, 2025. You're welcome. Look it up.
We've seen people in those positions have it all burn up over the exact thing Donald Trump is doing, thinking that because we have the power and we have the nukes, we can, quote, get away with anything. Indeed, George W. Bush and LBJ found that what started with wide support ended with a kind of ignominy in history for their war failures. It is early days. We are seeing some objections on the right.
It's bad. It's really bad. I was promised that this would turn into a larger regional conflict. It's hard to believe it.
Oh, there's Benny Johnson. He's like the gay version of me. Benny Johnson. Couldn't believe it. Oh, my God. I'm so hard right now. He's the one that Lauren Boebert sent her the photo that she snapped of Hillary Clinton during the testimony. She sent it to this guy who's very serious, a very serious man, very serious.
It's hard to believe that at this point.
It's like, why do we do this? Like, why are we helping?
I'm not happy about the whole thing. I don't think this was in America's interest.
He was the No More Endless Wars candidate in 2016 and 2024, particularly, and this looks like an open betrayal of the base.
We're back with foreign policy veteran David Rothkopf. Your thoughts on this hypocrisy?
Well, you summed it up right. It's not no more wars. It's more wars than anyone else. He has launched attacks on 7 different countries, 8 if you count the troops he's deployed in the United States. That's 8 more countries than he's actually solved wars in. He claims he's the peacemaker president, but he's clearly not. It's the opposite of that. And several of these wars are ongoing at the same time right now. He can't say he's against endless wars.
Can't say he's against endless wars. Oh, I like this. Hold on. No men would trust Morgan as a leader ever. That's fine, because I'm looking for a leaderless society. I don't want a bunch of people following a leader. I want people thinking for themselves. That's what I want. I'm trying to wake you the fuck up so you think for yourself, loser. Listen, loser, get in, losers. We're gonna go to the critical thinking tree and start questioning authority. That's the plan. You know what's funny though? I was a leader of men for a very long time. Well, mixed. I live in there are men and women, and even some trans people. I've had work for me, and it was pretty good. I had 500 employees and shit. It's good times when I was in business, but whatever. You can say what you want, but I want you to be leaderless. I want you to stand up for yourself. I want you to think for yourself. I don't want you repeating your politicians like a bunch of douchebags. I want you to be American, a revolutionary, a rebel. Be a rebel, Dottie. Be a rebel.
I do think you should be talking to me. I think you should have called me. I did take those plane trips with him, and you have a right to ask those questions. So I'm glad to be here, and I understand what the oath is. I have to be honest with you. I'll be 80 years old if I live to my next birthday. I don't remember everything that happened 24 years ago, but I do remember some things, and I will tell you what I remember as best I can.
She's been described on being on a 2002 Africa trip and providing massages. Was she or any other young female on that trip underage at that time?
No.
Gob, I don't know what yours. God is 3C. Trump is the first president in 40 years to not start a war. The last president started at 3. You aren't anti-war. You're anti-Trump because you have a mind virus. I can't take any more of it. Yeah, look, bro. If you think that Donald Trump has not started any wars, you need to get off the internet, or just seriously, you need to go see a shrink. Go see a therapist, dude. You are too deep. Your nose is too far up Donald Trump's ass. It's creepy. You're not supposed to be worshiping politicians. You're not supposed to be worshiping any president. You think that I hate Donald Trump so much? No, I hate you so much for thinking that Donald Trump's the second coming of Jesus. He's not. If he's anything, he's the Antichrist. But really, he's just a loser con man from New York City who's pulling one over on you because you're a stupid rube. You're a hick. You're a hayseed. You're one of those losers that wanders into Times Square in New York City and buys a fake Rolex thinking it's real. You're one of those guys. Oh, ding dang, dude. Y'all sure got some big buildings over here in New York City. And then they come up to you and they fleece you. Donald Trump is DoorDash for bootlickers like you. He'll send a boot to lick anywhere you go. Anywhere you are, just call him up. He'll send his boots for you to lick them. My God, you bootlickers. Do we have any bootlicker emojis in the chat? Can we get some bootlicker emojis? Some MAGA bootlicker. I love that emoji watching that MAGA licking the boots.
Nothing I'm aware of.
Okay. Did you ever receive a massage or have physical contact from her or anyone else on that trip?
You've seen the pictures. There was one time when I was sitting up and I got a back rub, a neck rub.
Okay.
And I think Shantae did it, but I'm not sure. I wish Shantae had told me. I liked her. But I didn't think it was anything unusual. I can't tell you how many airplanes I've been on where rich people asked me to go and they had someone offering massage. You know, all these boats that you go on and all that, they all do that.
Did you ever visit Epstein's Little St. James Island?
No.
We have Virginia Guffrey, who has testified seeing you on the island with 2 young girls. Did this occur at all? Okay. Why do you think she would have made that claim?
Objection, speculation. You can't possibly.
Have you ever met her or any other Epstein-associated underage girl?
Not to my knowledge.
In Epstein's 2016 deposition unsealed in the DOJ files, he refused to answer if you were accompanied by 2 young women who were approximately 18 years old on the island. Were any such women potentially underage with you? I know you've stated that you were not there, but did you have any interaction with the said
Objection
individuals?
to the foundation of the question. He's already stated he was not on the island. You're now asking about a claim of the Fifth Amendment by Jeffrey
That's a good attorney.
Epstein.
Okay. Is it possible, and in your opinion, that you and or your wife were targeted as a means of an intelligence gathering operation
Object to the
by
form of the
Jeffrey Epstein
question.
and Ghislaine Maxwell?
Object to the form of the question. No objection to if he knows that they were targeted.
I believe that's what she asked.
No, she said, is it possible? So she's asking him to speculate instead of asking him, does
Do
he
you
know?
know if you were targeted at any point?
I don't, but I don't. I'd sort of be surprised, but I'm not. I don't know.
Mr. President, before we left off, I asked you to characterize your relationship with Mr. Epstein. I asked you if you considered him to be a friend. You said you did not. Is that right?
I said we were friendly and we had a cordial relations, but I didn't know him well enough because we had almost no contact beyond what I described.
At this time, I'd like to introduce what will be marked as Majority Exhibit 13. And this is Bates marked House Oversight 000126. And while it's being passed out, this is a letter from a book of letters, which
Yeah,
is
it's his 50th birthday.
Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. Questions?
It's so weird watching a president being deposed like this, you know? I always think it's so weird, you know, because Donald Trump's been deposed a bunch of times because he's always in court, that fucker. He's always doing something wrong. He's always caught up in some crime scheme. Donald Trump's like, oh, you got me again. It's over and over again. Donald Trump just keeps getting away with it. Well, doesn't totally get away with it. I mean, he's been sued so many times. He's lost a lot of lawsuits. He's done a lot of crimes, Donald Trump. Bill Clinton... It seems, you know, he's all shaky and everything. He's 80 years old, man. That's what Donald Trump's going to look like when we finally catch up with him. He's going to be all like, I'm too old to handle this. Oh, I've done all these bad things. Oh, I don't remember. That's exactly what's going to happen. Just like that's exactly how they got Reagan. Reagan's like, I don't recall. He's always saying, I don't recall. I don't recall. These old guys, they do so many wicked things. And when the world finally catches up to them, the long arm of the law finally snatches them. Oh, I don't remember.
Mr. President, do you recognize this letter? And for the record, does this appear to be your handwriting and signature?
It is.
And why did you write this letter?
Why did I? Because I was requested to contribute a nice letter for his birthday book.
And who asked you to write the letter?
I don't remember.
Would Miss Maxwell have asked you?
No, Clinton says I'm going to be 80 in a few months. He's about to turn 80. Say I. He's already 80 years old.
No, I think someone on my staff asked me.
Now, there's a word that our committee has not been able to identify, and in our defense, the Wall Street Journal has not been able to identify.
Imagine being on his staff.
Can you please read the letter for the record?
Yes.
What does the Times Square Rolex have to do with anything? Donald Trump literally sells thebestwatchever.com. Go to the spots where they get best. He sends broken watches to people. This is a scam that he's currently running. Currently, right now, today, you could buy a watch from Donald Trump and he'll send you a broken watch. Don't worry. He slaps his name on it. The T falls off a lot, apparently. There's all these videos online about it from people who have bought his stupid watches and they arrive in the mail all fucked up. So, yeah. Yeah, he sells bullshit watches, bullshit sneakers, bullshit perfume, bullshit hats, bullshit Bibles, bullshit. This is what he does. He sells a bullshit meme coin. The dude sells shit coin. Literally is a shit coin scammer. Also an NFT scammer. Oh my God, I forgot he's also an NFT scammer. I mean, NFTs are just fun. They're just like trading cards. So, I mean, who can blame him? But I mean, remarkable if you think about it. He's any scam out there, he's done it. Pump and dump too, man. He pumped and dumped those NFTs. Awesome work. Awesome work, you know. Really remarkable. And you wonder what I'm talking about when I'm saying that you're a bunch of rubes. You're a bunch of hayseed losers. You're a bunch of stupid hicks that some fast-talking New Yorker, lifelong con man is able to sell you snake oil one last time before he fades off into the sunset so he can get a huge payday for him and his kids right before he goes. I told you I'd always be a biggest billionaire, Mommy. I told you I'd be a big billionaire someday. There he is. And you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? You ain't seen the sneakers? Did you just wake up? Did you forget about the watches? Did you forget about the perfume that he sells? Fight, 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 Vitry perfume. How about the little golden eagles he was selling? The guy, how about Trump steaks? Do you remember Trump steaks? These are all the same as the New Yorker in the street selling. Hey, you guys, you wanted some Rolexes? I got some Rolexes. You want some Rolexes? Yeah, don't. They're secret. And you're like, how come the second hand's moving all funny? No, that's how Rolexes do. How strange.
It's reassuring, isn't it? To have lasted so long across all the years of learning and knowing, adventures and errors, and still to have your childlike curiosity, the drive to make a difference, and the solace of friends. Not a bad letter.
And because we haven't been able to identify that word until now, what did you
Which
mean?
word was it that you could not?
Solace, you couldn't?
No, errors.
Errors. What do I mean? Anybody who's lived 50 years and done anything has made mistakes as well as progress and done things.
But for the record, you weren't referring to errors in judgment that Mr. Epstein had related to his inappropriate activities involving.
Absolutely not. I knew nothing about that.
We have, as you know, in the files that were released, there were several photos that include you, and we have an exhibit here. There's just one of the photos, and Exhibit K, Minority Exhibit K, yep. And we'll have that passed around. And what we're trying to get at is,
man, those pictures of him in the tub apparently were just taken at the hotel in Brunei. And I believe him. He says there was a Secret Service agent there. Ask the Secret Service agent. I mean, Slick Willie strikes again. If there was a Secret Service agent watching Bill Clinton in the tub, I feel like that's a good alibi. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't trust the Secret Service but like, if there's a Secret Service agent who's there at the Sultan of Brunei and Jeffrey Epstein happens to also be there and has a picture of him in the hot tub alone, I mean, shit. I thought that picture was taken at Epstein Island.
some context for the public on whether you remember this photo and any details we will provide us about it. So do you recall the details of this photo, recall the photo being taken?
No, I don't think I never knew the photo was taken.
Okay.
Never knew the photo was even taken. Oh, man, Gob, my God, Gob, are you seriously that brain dead? Are you seriously this brain dead? Trump is the first president in 40 years not to start a war. Wrong again. These surgical extractions, these are not surgical extractions. There's 11 countries have been bombed now. You call that a surgical extraction? Is that what you're calling that? 11 countries are been dragged into this conflict. Are you fucking stupid? Are you stupid? This is what you believe?
The federal government amping up its fight to collect your private voter data from the state of Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma,
News 4 Spencer Humphrey is following the Justice Department's new legal action demanding our state hand it over. And what the state is saying about that tonight.
Well, we've been telling you the state election board has made clear to the U.S. Department of Justice no law requires them to turn over registered voters' private information as the DOJ has demanded. Legal experts say the election board is correct, but now the DOJ is suing anyway. The DOJ announcing Thursday it's adding Oklahoma and 5 others to the list of 29 states it's suing for denying its request to turn over registered voters.
So frivolous lawsuits, even though the courts have already said they've sided with Oklahoma, they're suing anyway, trying to get a different judge to have a different decision to say that they want private voter rolls that the states control. What happened to you Republicans? You used to be all about state rights. What happened? You guys used to be crazy about states' rights all the time. States' rights, states' rights. You guys were all about it all the time. Now what happened? Like, why do you guys hate state rights now? Looks like we got a couple donations, both from hate speaker Sargon of Akkad. Let's read them, huh? Let's do it. We have, we're not taking advice from life about governance from a man who cannot assert himself from a squirrel. Thank you so much. Squirrels, I assert myself with squirrels. I go, get out of my garden. I also like put little fences over my tomatoes now, trying to keep the squirrels out, you know, these squirrels. I like squirrels though, but they eat my tomatoes in the spring and summer. And so, you know, I'm about to plant tomatoes again. I got to reassert myself with them squirrels, don't you think? Yeah, I got to reassert myself. How much for you to do a Raven Matrix IQ test on a live? Let's see if you can crack 120, you old square. Well, I think that doing it live stream would kind of fuck up the test, right? It's like the Heisenberg principle, right? But also, like, I've got other shit to worry about while it's live. But maybe if we could set it up, $1,000, I'll do it. Let's see if I can crack 120. I've never taken the Raven Matrix IQ test. Sure, let's do it. Why not? I'll figure it out. I'll see if we can crack 120 because my IQ must be so low. The Raven Matrix IQ. Yes, let's do it. Iranians are divided for what happened to their president. Of course, just like ours would be divided. Well, don't you think? Like if somebody bombed our White House and killed Donald Trump, do you think that everyone would be sad? Do you think some people would cheer? But it's not really about that. It's about statecraft and that type of thing. Philosophy, values. We have to be the type of people we endeavor to be. We get to be whatever type of people we want to be in life. What kind of people do we want to be? Do we want to be the type of people who claim to be negotiating in good faith but are secretly spying on people and plotting their murder? Because that's what we did. That's what we did. We pretended like we were talking, saying, hey, let's have long conversations about peace. But meanwhile, we were spying, and then we murdered their supreme leader. Their religious leader. They call supreme leader because it sounds scary, but Ayatollah. They murdered the Ayatollah. Kind of crazy. Now 11 countries now have been dragged into this conflict. Cool. Not a war, though. Not a war. Clearly not a war.
For the first time in history, Iranian officials say the country has closed the Strait of Hormuz following joint strikes from the U.S. and Israel.
First time in history. They closed Hormuz. If you guys know where Hormuz, it's like this little strait. It's a little part of water where the land almost touches, and they can just kill everybody who comes through. They could kill everybody so that the oil can't leave. It's a whole thing. Don't get me started. I mean, it's a giant percentage of the world's oil comes through it. Do you think gas prices are going to go up? What do you think? I think that maybe that might be the case. Maybe.
While this is not an officially recognized closure, shipping has been completely stalled in the strait. 20% of the world's oil and gas trade flows through the passage along Iran's southern border. Iranian media reports that authorities have been ordered to set any ship trying to pass through on fire. The strait's unofficial closure comes after
20%.
Iran began launching retaliatory attacks on oil tankers traveling through the passage in recent days. The military action against Iran over the weekend marks the second time this year that the Trump administration has struck a member country of OPEC, a group of major global oil producers. Iran and Venezuela are both founding members. The strikes have driven up oil futures.
What does Venezuela and Iran have in common? Now, a lot of the dirty maggers will tell you that it's all about, well, they both had unelected despots. I mean, Donald Trump is an unelected despot. He committed voter fraud. That's how he became president in 2024. He had literally Elon Musk paying people to vote. He was sending people voter registration with pre-filled out ballots in Georgia. This is voter fraud. We just found out where the voter fraud was. It was Elon Musk all the time. We all said it when it was happening. It turns out it's true. What do you know? It turns out The smoking gun is Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Unelected despot. Shooting people in the streets who criticize him. Yeah, that sound familiar? Well, he's not killing as many people as the Iranians. Yeah, but he is killing people. He's killing people who criticize him, who aren't going along with him. He's killing them. He's unarmed people. He's killing them. How is that different from Iran? Oh, it's totally different. Totally different. Venezuela, he gave people weapons. He armed them. Instead of the Americans come around, shoot them. Oh, what do they have in common, though? What do they have in common? Oh, it's the oil. They're both founding members of OPEC. How strange.
With prices up nearly 6% this afternoon after rising more than 10% Sunday night. James Michaelis joins us now. He is an oil and gas reporter for Politico. James, what does this unprecedented closure of the Strait mean for global energy trade?
Yes, well, great to be with you, Lindsay. Iran is not only a major oil producer, but it also sits along the Strait of Hormuz, as you mentioned, where 20% of the world's oil trade, as well as 25% of liquefied natural gas, flows every day. And so the markets have already reacted with a significant uptick, 6% today, and many analysts predict that will continue to grow the longer that this conflict continues to go on.
What does all this uncertainty in the global oil market mean for the average American at the gas pump?
Yeah, so the general rule of thumb is that each dollar of increase in the oil markets equates to about a 2 to 2.5% increase for Americans at the gas pump. Obviously, that's affected by a multitude of factors. But in general, we've seen some reports already of prices going up, especially for wholesale diesel. And so we're going to be continuing to watch over the next couple of days to see if that translates into a significant increase for American consumers.
Okay, first of all, this whole, for every dollar of a barrel, it goes up about a 0.2% or whatever, the bullshit, man. Every time anytime any of the wind blows a different way, the gas prices go up. They just go up because that's how capitalism works. They can charge you more because you're afraid. They do that. They do it during the summer. Like, you think that the prices go up in the summer because of some demand flux? No. They could keep the prices the same all year. No, they hike them up in the summer because fuck you. That's why. There's the same thing here. Every time there's been so many times where there's been wars overseas and the gas prices just magically rise because, well, they can bring them up because you're afraid. You think, I heard there's a war. I could justify this expense now. Perfectly makes completely, it's totally reasonable. I like all the people saying MAGA in the chat. I think it's so funny. You Nazis, it's hard to kill Nazis, man. You think you're killing all the Nazis, and you're right back where you started. Cerebral pugilist, John Public, what do you say? I thought you said we were leaving. You've been broke-backed. Do you wish you could quit him? Oh, man, I wish I could quit. I just can't quit you. Donald Trump, I just can't quit you. That's what it is, I think, right? Is that what baggers are going through? I just can't quit you, Donald Trump. I just love the feel of your boot on my neck, Donald. Do you follow Fit Flesh Simulator? Hold on. Thank you, Hey Speaker Sargon of Akkad. Do you follow Flesh Simulator? His OST recent video was, let's just say, troublesome. Imagine if we had alternative media 20 years ago. I do not follow Flesh Simulator. I don't even know what that is. Color me ignorant. I don't know what that is. But interesting. His most recent video was, let's just say, troublesome. Now, I wish I knew but I wish we did have alternative media 20 years ago. But 20 years ago, we didn't really have, the internet was here, but it wasn't like it is right now, right? You couldn't do what I'm doing right now even. It was pretty hard 20 years ago to get anything done on the internet. So, yeah, we maggers stick together. Yeah, I guess. Shame on a magger who tries to run game on a magger. All you maggers, you dirty stinking maggers. It's really gross, you guys. You ignorant maggers. You guys roll up Donald Trump, a bunch of hayseeds and rubes, getting fleeced by the con man, the New York con man. Damn. Number one, +1 for Flesh Simulator. I don't know who that is. I like it. I like the name, though. Flesh Simulator. Yeah. America is bombing countries on behalf of Israel again. Well, I mean, America has proven itself as Israel's rent-a-cop. We are the most cowardly country now. We win the most cowardly country award. We literally snuck around spying on the Ayatollah for months in order to bomb him, rather than, have the balls to make a deal. I thought this was the deal maker in chief. Turns out he's the deal breaker in chief. Super interesting. Lovely.
And we have breaking news. A source telling Fox's Jennifer Griffin that the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia was hit by 2 drones. A third is apparently en route and could strike at any moment. And the embassy is now issuing a shelter in place for citizens in Saudi Arabia, as the U.S. government has put all citizens in the region on high alert and urged those in 14 different countries in the region to leave immediately.
All Americans in 14 different countries should leave immediately. Yes, this sounds like a surgical extraction, doesn't it? Yes, totally. It's not a war. It's not a war. 14 countries have been given the orders to evacuate. But it's not a war, okay? 14 countries? It's not a war. Shut up. Who are you going to believe? Who are you going to believe? Me or your own eyes, huh? Who you gonna believe, me or your own eyes? Trust me, it's your favorite politician from New York City. I could sell you anything. I could sell you a fake Rolex. I could sell you a pair of golden sneakers. Sell you some perfume from an 80-year-old man that smells like his diapers. It's gonna be great. Trust me, it's not a war. Who you gonna believe, me or your own eyes? Trust me. Jesus Christ. You guys are an embarrassment. How did America sink so low? You guys are so embarrassing. You're so embarrassing. America used to be a proud country full of rebels and revolutionaries, and now you're just a bunch of simps, suckers, bootlickers, hall monitors, snitches, man. Oh my God. Simps, suckers, and snitches. That's all I got in America? What happened to the rebels and revolutionaries, man? What happened to people who wanted to think for themselves and flip off the government and say, not in my house? You stop right there. I'm not going to let you steal my privacy. I'm not going to let you steal my rights. I'm not going to let you erode my freedoms. What happened to those guys? I miss those guys. Those guys, I miss the Americans. This is the problem. America has become a bunch of bootlickers. It's like, it's not America anymore. It's a country of snitches. We have become a bunch of sycophantic morons who can't read or even possess the basics, the most basest of critical thinking skills. And step 1 is question authority. Can't even do it. Can't even bother it. Can't even do it. Yeah, we're here, Jack, but I can't fight an army of idiots. Pause the track. You got to keep trying. That's why we got the Sky City Rebels building dignity-based resistance. Let's make it happen, okay? Let's do it. Let's do it, Sky City Rebels. Sky City Rebels, become a channel member. Join the rebellion. Join the revolution.
And more than ever, I mean, since really 9/11, the U.S. is on high alert for any attacks here on the homeland. The FBI is investigating that shooting in Texas and Austin for possible terror connections, where the 53-year-old Nigada Diagni was wearing a sweatshirt that said property of Allah, that might be a clue, and a T-shirt with the Iranian flag on it. He opened fire outside a bar in Austin this weekend, killing 2 and injuring 14.
Yeah, does this seem like a unifier? Donald Trump, we're at peace at home and abroad. Never mind what you're seeing. Who are you going to believe, me or your own eyes? Don't you worry, we're at peace at home and abroad. Never mind the man that just walked into the Austin bar and murdered a bunch of people. Never mind. There's nothing to see here. We're completely at peace at home and abroad. No. Of course, we're going to see more terrorist attacks like this because people are pissed. People are scared. 14 countries now are pissed at America because we're bombing the shit out of everybody. Of course they're pissed off. We killed the Ayatollah. Saudi Arabia just got bombed by Iran. Don't you realize this is what the type of shit they told me would spark off World War III when I was a kid? We are dangerously close.
He's a naturalized citizen from Senegal. He was shot and killed by police, and they're still really trying to secure the motive for this. Meanwhile, there's a growing fear tonight about sleeper cells in the U.S.
Of course, we're paying attention to any potentialities there. This is a former regime, that seeks to export that ideology and try to sow terror. We're ready for that. We've seen these types of folks before.
Yeah, we're ready for this. Trust me, I'm Pete Hegseth. I've got a lot of experience from Fox News. We're ready for this.
The American people can rest assured that we're vigilant on that.
We're going to get to this issue of sleep.
Go back to sleep, America. We need to get back to this issue of sleep. Go back to sleep, America. Pete Hegseth is at the wheel. Trust him. Trust him. Just trust him. He's okay. Wouldn't you want your daughter to get drunk around Pete Hegseth? Wouldn't you trust him if your daughter was drunk around Pete Hegseth? Like blackout drunk? Wouldn't you trust Pete Hegseth? Of course you would. He's a trustworthy fellow. Trustworthy. That's the thing that I think of when I think of Pete Hegseth. I think, what a trustworthy fellow. Go back to sleep. It's all under control. We've seen this before. Don't you worry, America. Shh. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, America. Pete Hegseth's on the case. Fox News. Fox News alert!
A logical hatred of President Trump is still alive and well. Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom wasting no time in blasting Operation Epic Fury. Watch.
Donald Trump has dragged us into a war. The American people.
Isn't it funny that Donald Trump used to say that Kamala, she's going to break us into war. She's going to start World War III. She's going to do it. She's going to bomb Iran. And we bombed Iran twice now. We killed like, it was 160 children that we bombed and 50 died on impact. We killed children in order to start this war. We intentionally bombed a school. Like, it's so crazy. And you guys, MAGA hates kids, though. MAGA hates kids, bomb kids. You guys don't care. You guys don't care how many children die, do you? It's all just games for you. It's all just a game. Pete Hegseth says it's okay. It's not a war, guys. Children are dying. Yeah, but it's not a war. What is it? A bunch of children. It's a surgical extraction. That's funny because 1,000 people are dead so far in Iran. 6 American soldiers are dead. 1,000 people are dead. 1,000 human beings that loved breathing, loved their families. They loved looking at the stars at night. They loved looking at the moon late at night, thinking about what the future might hold. They're all dead now, 1,000 of them. And MAGA says this isn't a war. Totally normal.
Do not want. If we want to stop Donald Trump with this random decision that he has arrived at, then Congress must act.
Reckless is the only way to describe this. He didn't describe to the American people what the end game is here. He didn't describe the existential threat of the moment, the immediacy of the crisis at hand. There wasn't one. He manufactured it.
And check out this glowing obituary of the Washington Post to Iran's now deceased moderate.
Interesting. We have hate speaker Sargon of Akkad doing some xenophobia. It's kind of like a old classic song he likes to sing. It's his favorite karaoke song is Xenophobia. Definitely keep inviting these people in, though. Definitely don't stop allowing them in. Diversity is worth it. I think about to food. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Listen, man. No one's inviting anybody in. People are just free to move where they need to go. And they're not even then, because America has no real legal path to citizenship or even coming here at this point. There's really no way to come here. So I don't know what you're talking about, but you keep on banging that drum. You're really afraid of those immigrants as if they're the ones who caused this problem. You see, all of these issues are just downstream from American imperialism, colonialism, the culture of rape and murder and domination and conquest. These are just downstream effects of that. Anti-democratic feelings, anti-democratic moves by the state, despotism of the American way of life, because we have continued to give more and more power to the executive branch and simply handed it over from Congress, which is the erosion of checks and balances. Two bodies that are supposed to be at odds at all times, and adversarial. They're supposed to be adversaries, the Congress and the executives, but they're not. They're not. They're in cahoots. And the oligarchs are making more money than ever, and corporations are making all the money. But you continue to blame the immigrant, the immigrant, the immigrant, the immigrant. That's all you care about. The immigrants. If we get rid of all those immigrants, we'll have a golden age. That's what Hitler said. Hitler said the same thing. If we deport all of those people, we'll have a golden age. Donald Trump is talking a lot about golden age. He said we're in this State of the Union. He says we're in a golden age because all of those immigrants aren't coming anymore. Does this feel like a golden age to you? Okay. Doesn't seem like a golden age to me. I think you're like, I don't know. I'll ask you, hey speaker, Are you stupid? Do you think that this is a golden age? Is that what you think? I don't think it's a golden age. I don't think it's a golden age. Illegals are not immigrants. Who's illegal? Because most people that are being arrested by ICE are not illegals, or they're not even undocumented. So what are you talking about? Illegals! Illegals! You guys love this slur, but you don't know what it means. You just say it. You just say it. You guys just love slurs. Illegals! It really is laughable at this point, because you'll just repeat what your con man cult leader says over and over and over. And you just repeat it. You'll repeat it. You'll repeat it. And I'm over here saying, hey, stop repeating politicians and think for yourself. And you're like, no, I will not think for myself. I will not consider that. I will be more comfortable repeating my politicians. Well, that's un-American, man. Like if this were the Revolutionary War time, they'd tar and feather you for being a collaborator with King George. I think we should tar and Lego you. We don't have so many feathers lying around these days, but we got a lot of Legos. It seems like everywhere I go, I see Legos. Everywhere I go, people are obsessed with Lego. Let's just tar and Lego people from now on. Tar and Labubu. We should tar and Labubu you, because you're an embarrassment, and I want you to feel your shame. We'll strip you of your clothes, cover you in hot tar. I don't know where we're going to get the hot tar. We'll figure that out. Maybe it won't be hot tar. It'll be like that hot cream from the Cinnabon stores. That's what we'll do. We'll use hot frosting, because Americans love to eat garbage at the mall. And then we'll just cover you in Legos. I think that will be how you will wear your shame. You collaborator fucks.
A murderous Ayatollah Khomeini writing about his bushy white beard and easy smile, how he cut a more avuncular figure and was fond of Persian poetry and Les Mis.
So how did Les Mis turn out? I think they just found out.
This is a good point.
The Iranian version.
Yeah, so what, I mean, like the press...
I love how they're making fun of Les Mis, but that was the last play that Donald Trump went to go see, by the way. He went to go see Les Mis, and they were asking him, like, do you identify more with Jean Valjean? He's like, I don't know. Both, I think. The guy doesn't even know which side to take in the French Revolution, the fucking simp. This stupid old man.
Like they can't help themselves.
Yeah, I mean, the weird thing is that presumably that was written before, right? So because as the way the OBIT offices work, or departments work, you have big world leaders that everybody's got a file, and then they're like, oh, we forgot to mention that he killed 32,000 of his own citizens last month, after they said that they wouldn't do anything, after President Trump asked them not to. One of the things about the Democrats is the bat signal went out. The bat signal said, call this a war of choice, and you can go down the list, and they all say war of choice. I think one of the things that people do also forget, in addition to the things you mentioned before, 46 Americans were...
The bat signal, that's a funny thing to call it, because Batman would be offended by that. The bat signal is what you send out to call for help, not send out a message for everybody to follow their marching orders. The bat signal was not a symbol that Commissioner Gordon put up to make all of his little zombies say the same thing over and over again. That's what they're saying at Fox News, that the bat signal is a way of controlling their zombie hordes, like all of you fool maggers saying, like, it's a war of choice. It's a war of choice. It's not a war. It's a surgical extraction. It's not a war. I mean, you guys just... is it the bat signal? Is that what it is? My God. You guys never read Batman, did you? Batman hated pedophiles. Batman hated chomos. Batman hated racists and fascists and xenophobes. He hated all of you. Batman. He would have fucking smashed your faces. He wouldn't have killed you, but he would have hung you up so that Commissioner Gordon could do the rest of the work. Put you in Arkham Asylum because you got cult brain. You got MAGA rot brain, you stupid maggers.
Killed on October 7th when Iran-backed Hamas went into Israel. And that decision by the Iranians and Hamas and Hezbollah to, maybe not as much Hezbollah, but Hamas, to take that action on October 7th led to all of this. Remember the pagers? Like, pagers exploding, all of it, and because the Israelis said, never again. And Biden said, okay, yeah, maybe never again, but we'll see if we can help you later. And President Trump said, oh, no, never again. And he meant it. I do wonder if any Democrat can tell us when is enough on.
He meant it. He meant it. It was never again. Never again. How about 9/11? Never again. Remember that? We're not going to do that, though, huh? Let's see. Stupid is a relationship question compared to you. No, you're not stupid. Okay. No, compared to that guy in Texas, nope, you're smarter than the guy in Texas. Okay. So I ask you, are you stupid for defending his presence? I don't defend anybody's presence. What do you mean? People just exist. They don't need my defense. I believe in freedom and liberation, Steve. Haven't you learned that about me yet? Have you learned that about me yet? You've been watching this show a long time, man. The hell are you talking about? Do I defend his presence? Huh? He's just a guy. And we bombed probably a bunch of his kids someplace. They probably his family probably died because we killed them. And so he went crazy and shot up a fucking bar in Austin, Texas. Does that surprise you? All I'm saying is don't act so surprised. Oh, it must be the immigration. It's an immigration issue, of course. For you, everything's an immigration issue. You're like a one-trick pony, dude. That's all you ever think about. Immigration. Close the borders to U.S. bombs. How about that? I like that idea. Let's do that. We could close the bomb. How about close the borders to American guns going to Mexico? I'm trying to learn the Star Trek. Something like that. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I think you're right, Chris Petsavas. Close the borders to U.S. bombs. I like that idea. Maybe we shouldn't start bombing other countries like Donald Trump said. He said we weren't going to do it. Now we're doing it. What's the deal? Who are these people? What's the deal with Donald Trump? Said he's not going to bomb anybody, but then he bombs everybody. What's the deal? Who are these people? He says he's not going to bomb them, and then he bombs them.
Iran. John Fetterman, the senator from Pennsylvania, said, I'm sick of hearing Democrats saying no matter what, Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, but then not saying anything about what they would do to stop it. And I do believe that the whole world...
There was this Democrat called Barack Obama who signed a nuclear deal with Iran. It was considered seminal at the time. Donald Trump became president and backed out of the deal and then bombed them. Are you stupid or something? What do you mean, Democrats? Look, I hate Democrats, but god damn. We had a deal. There was a deal. The deal breaker in chief decided that wasn't good enough for him.
Might rest a little bit easier knowing that Kamala Harris is not making these negotiations.
Donald Trump has proven once again that you cannot trust the American government. If you trust them, you're an idiot. You're a fool. You cannot trust paperwork from the American government. You are forced to pay them taxes by decree. You can't do anything about it. You did not consent to this. You just happen to have been born here. And now you have to do what they say. Who's they? The state. How do they do it? Violence. You have to do what they say no matter what. That's it. Sucks, right? And so many of you are willing to go along with it. I love them. You guys got Stockholm Syndrome. Y'all got Stockholm Syndrome. The government is the most important thing. All art must be only in office. Only artists that exist are those who exist to serve the state. All writers must write in order to serve the state. If you criticize the government, you are criticizing the state and therefore should be put to death, you asocial. You undesirable. The state says who gets to be a human being and who isn't a human being, who gets to live, who gets to die. This is why I keep on telling you I'm against the death penalty, but it's not because I'm against death. I'm not even against killing people. I'm against the government deciding who gets to live and who gets to die. You guys just want to hand over all of your freedoms and liberties to the government constantly. Where are my libertarians at? Holy shit. You guys are suckers. Which government has... Exactly. Good question, Lord Ronnie Esquire. Good question. Which government has taxes as optional? That's a great question. Great question. Now you're asking the right question. Maybe all governments are unethical because all of it is against your consent, because you have not consented to participating. Maybe All of them are unethical. You'd be hard-pressed to find one that isn't, because they all exist by threat of violence or starvation, which is really just violence, really, if you think about it. Governments exist by threat of violence. A border is only a threat of violence. It's a threat. And it's a statement of saying the people born on this side of the border are superior to those born on that side of the border. But we know that that's not true because we're all human beings. So what the hell? And for some reason, some of you guys call yourselves Christians. Some of you guys call yourselves Christians, and Christ would be completely against that shit. But hey, you guys love Donald Trump. You love the government. You're so pro-state. Pro-state. You lick those boots. Let's give Trump your daughters. That's why you guys don't care about the pedophiles on Epstein's Island anymore, because you're like, oh, but if the state said it was okay, it's all right. If the state said it was okay, it's okay.
If you think about the story that we did last week that said that the issue of Gaza really hurt her, right? So you can imagine that the Hamas caucus would have talked her out of something like this type of action, and that's also what she just displayed on the street corner.
Joey, you have a unique to this table perspective of having gone into war and had to suffer through hearing, or maybe you didn't, I don't know. But the idea that you have men and women going into battle right now, and they're listening to this carping back home, political carping back home, from people who are clearly trying to score political points, as you and your friends are perhaps willing to lay down their lives for that right to carp.
Yeah, we didn't listen to any of them. They were all talking heads. I didn't vote in the presidential election until McCain-Obama, and it's because I learned that McCain was a POW, and I thought that was kind of bad. I don't think this generation has that luxury. We didn't have smartphones, so we weren't checked into politics as a part of our personality. I couldn't tell you what politics were of any of my buddies, except we all agreed on killing bad guys, and that was a hell of a lot of fun, as General Mattis said. So I think that in a lot of ways, maybe we're more ignorant. Maybe
we all agreed on killing bad guys, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. He mentioned John McCain as a POW. Donald Trump called John McCain a loser. He said that he doesn't think that John McCain's a hero because he doesn't think that heroes get shot down over Vietnam. That's what Donald Trump said. How do you think Donald Trump's going to feel about the idiots that just got shot over Kuwait by friendly fire, all the planes that fell out of the sky yesterday? Is Donald Trump going to call them losers? Donald Trump coerces people. The government coerces people to join the military by threat of violence and starvation, and then calls them losers. The guy went to Arlington. The guy went to Normandy Beach and saw the bodies, the graves of the American soldiers who beat the Nazis, and he called them losers. I mean, holy shit. This guy's the guy who's starting wars. Mr. Peace President.
We begin tonight here with the breaking news, the U.S. military operation in Iran. The Pentagon now confirming 6 American troops have been killed after Iran attacked a tactical operations center in Kuwait. And tonight, the dramatic images coming in. An F-15 American fighter jet seen falling from the sky, one of 3 hit by friendly fire over Kuwait, struck by Kuwaiti defense systems. All 6 crew members ejecting safely. U.S. Central Command releasing new images tonight saying B-1 bombers struck deep inside Iran, targeting the regime's ballistic missile capabilities. Explosions rocking Tehran for a 3rd day now. Black smoke seen rising from buildings. More than 1,200 targets reportedly hit in 48 hours. Iran tonight expanding its retaliation. An oil facility in Saudi Arabia among the new targets. At least 11 countries have now been pulled into this war. Late today, Secretary of State Marco Rubio briefing lawmakers.
And now it's 14. 14 countries have been brought in. We're shooting down our own planes. Our planes are flying through. This is how they didn't plan well. Like, they're flying through our friendly airspace in Kuwait. We liberated them. Remember when we liberated Kuwait? This aggression will not stand. I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't be prudent. Not at this juncture. We're not going to do it. Not going to do it. That was George H.W. Bush. Back in those days, that was some fun wars, man. I remember when I was a kid, I was all in. I was like, yeah, fuck Saddam Hussein. Fuck yeah. I had the cards. Dude, I still have those cards somewhere. Do you remember the trading cards from Desert Storm? General Schwarzkopf. I'll trade you my General Schwarzkopf for your F-15, whatever. Remember that? We had the trading cards for Desert Storm. Man, we did propaganda right back then. Propaganda. We did it way better than you kids. You kids don't even get to have fun in your wars. I had a Frisbee that had literally, I was in the fourth grade or 5th grade. I had a Frisbee that had an image of Saddam Hussein with a missile, a USA missile in his ass, and a camel. It was very racist. I had this Frisbee because that's the type of shit we were selling in the streets when the war in Iraq, the first war in Iraq started. Now, of course, the second war, I actually protested. By the time I grew up, I realized that the errors in my ways and how stupid it was and how, wow, we were really all just propagandized. And today we're doing it again. But you're not even having fun with it. You don't get any trading cards. No NFT collections. You don't get any fun, man. I even have, dude, you know what else I have? I have a pack of playing cards with all of the terrorists on them because they used to give those to the soldiers. And one of my friends that went over there to kill people in Iraq, he gave it to me, gave me a couple dinars with Saddam Hussein's face on it, and he gave me a deck of cards, and on the cards are like aces. The ace was Osama bin Laden, got the ace of spades, and all the other ones, like all the face cards were the terrorist faces. Pretty sick, right? Pretty sick. Yeah, you guys don't even get to have fun, man. Wars used to be fun. America used to have a lot of fun with our wars. We had all sorts of cool collectibles and shit. I'm not you. I don't spread my attention like you, too little butter over too much bread, that's for sure. Not really, because I live by my values. Everything else becomes easy. See, if you have values and principles, everything becomes a lot easier to handle in life. It makes your world more easy to manage, more easy to navigate. That's why I'm always trying to get people to be the type of people they want to be and live by their principles and values so they don't just fall for everything. You got to stand for something or you fall for everything. Like you, hate speaker Sargon of Akkad, you fall for a lot. Let's see, too much bread. Values and culture compose the single biggest issue pressing us. Culture war is the only war that really matters. Yeah, except you don't fight a culture war. You fight a mythology war. You fight a mythological war. We have no deep culture. You are a race baiter. You are fighting a race war that doesn't exist because the races aren't at war. Whether you like it or not, you're actually in a class war. All war is class war. It's the rich against the poor. The rich are controlling us and killing us, and the poor, well, they're struggling just to figure out which side they want to be on, really. The poor fucks. We're all just trying to figure out, well, do we want to be with the rich? Because, I mean, the rich, they got all the fancy cars. The boot's pretty cool when they stick it on my neck. I love that boot. It's a really nice boot. Can you step on my neck? You're in a class war. It's always been a class war. It's been a class war since feudalism, since the 1500s. It's been a class war. Maybe the 1400s, if you think about it, because of the Protestant Revolution. Maybe the 1400s. It's been a class war. Every 100 years, we got the big flare-up of the class war. But really, it's just an everlasting class war. And until we figure that out, and all the poor people get together and have an everlasting revolution against the rich, then we won't ever see peace. We won't ever see peace.
Offering a new explanation in front of the cameras about why the U.S. struck Iran when it did. President Trump making his first public comments from the White House today, saying he's not ruling out American troops on the ground in Iran if necessary. ABC's chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell leading us off from the region again tonight.
Tonight, U.S. death toll rising as the war against Iran escalates. The Pentagon now confirming 6 American service members have been killed after an Iranian attack on a tactical operations center in Kuwait. At least 18 more service members have been seriously wounded in this operation, as the U.S. now says it's sending more forces into the region. President Trump saying he's not ruling out U.S. forces on the ground. And of the operation, he says the biggest wave is coming soon. In his initial words after the attack, the president talking about regime change.
Like, even the footage isn't as fun as it used to be. It used to be all like green. It looked like war, and now it just looks like a movie, you know? War was so much more fun back in the day. Now it's like, oh, God, we got to see all the blood and guts on TV. Oh, gee whiz. Used to be more fun. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. I think war is horrible. And it's a joke. It's the way the rich people have a great culling. They've been trying to have a great culling for a while, these rich fucks. They want to kill all the poor people. And they're going to do it with this.
But during his first public comments at the White House today, offering this rationale for attacking Iran.
An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat to the Middle East, but also to the American people. Our country itself would be under threat.
And late today, Secretary of State Marco Rubio and...
Yeah, well, some poor people, you're right, a lot of young men are going to join in support. But a lot of our young men aren't. I mean, they're pussies. They're playing Call of Duty all day. They're not real, like, soldiers. What are they going to do? They're going to join up? Maybe. Maybe they'll join up because they'll be like, yeah, it'll be just like Top Gun. Be just like Top Gun. Let's join. Well, I'll tell you what, pause a track. I'm happy that I am too old for the draft. Holy shit, man. I remember when I was a kid, I had to fill out the, what do you call it? They call it selective service. I had to fill out my selective service card. And they're like, we're going to draft you until the age of 26. And then when they did the second war in Iraq, they're like, we might draft you up to the age of 40. But they never did the draft. They never did it. And I was like, oh, God, they didn't send me. Thank God. I didn't have to. It didn't get too crazy. Thank God. Whew, thank God. And now I'm 46. I'll be 47. And on Friday, I'll be 47. And I'm like, man, I am glad I'm 47. I do not want to go to war, baby. I don't want to go kill America. I don't want to go kill nobody. I don't want to kill no brown people. I don't want to kill no poor people. If I want to kill somebody, it's not going to be some poor brown guy. I'll tell you that what. And that's what's so funny. Like, if I'm going to kill somebody, you want to start a revolution, pull out the guillotines, let's go. But, like, this ain't a revolution. This is the state killing poor people. That's what they do well. They're very good at killing poor people.
The evolving message now saying Israel was about to attack Iran and that the US attacked to defend itself from Iran's potential retaliation.
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded. Obviously, we were aware of Israeli intentions and understood what that would mean for us.
Yeah, so he's really, we think the lady doth protest too much. Yeah, they were going to attack us. Sure, yeah.
Warning, the US military operation could last several weeks, but signaling it could go even longer.
Whatever the time is, it's okay. Whatever it takes, we will always, and we have right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that.
Oh, that's great. We get an over-under. All right, 4 to 5 weeks. I'm taking bets, everybody. All right, 4 to 5 weeks. Let's call the over-under 5 weeks, all right? Over-under is 5 weeks. War is over. Okay, who's taking the over? Who's taking the under? All war is complete in the Middle East in 5 weeks. 5 weeks, okay, everybody? 5 weeks. Do you think the war will be over? Who's taking the over? Who's taking the under? Under 5. He said 4 or 5 weeks. So anyone who's in the 5 and under. So 5 times 5 is 25. No, sorry, 5 times 7, is 35. So 34 days and under, that's the under. 35 and over, that's the over. Who's taking the over? You're saying 15 years. Oh, you're taking the over, huh? You're taking the over? Oh, you're taking over. Everyone's taking the over. Nobody's taking the under, huh? What about all the maggers? No one's taking Donald Trump on the under? Donald Trump says it'll be under. Oh, we got co-sider 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You think 2 weeks it'll be over? The war will be over. 2 weeks. Interesting. Wolf Blitzer. What I saw something. Someone said something about Wolf Blitzer. Damn it. I saw Wolf Blitzer, but I lost your comments. Sorry. Somebody said something about Wolf Blitzer. Same old, same old. Many lives lost. The economy wrecked. Gas prices skyrocket on the shoulders of the poor people, and the billionaires walk away with twice the power. That's it. The billionaires always make money during the chaotic times. Solar Punk Vegan, you're absolutely correct. What will happen to us? I say under because Trump will lose interest, but that doesn't mean the fighting's over. I mean, we're still going to be. Do you think the Strait of Hormuz is going to be totally okay again? The Strait of Alex Hormozy is going to be okay? They claim it's done, but I'm taking the. Oh, you're taking the over. Okay, you're taking the over. He's saying 4 to 5 weeks, man. All right, looks like most people are taking the over. I think we should do a poll in the channel. Go to the community tab. I'll do a poll in the community tab. We'll see. We'll get some real numbers going on here. See how many people are taking the over on this. I think I'm taking the over. I don't think this shit's going to end in 4 or 5 weeks. Give me a fucking break. We just killed the Ayatollah. Iran is a massive country. There's like 80 million people. Hold on. Let me see. How many people live in Iran? 93 million. I was almost right. 93 million. Remember that your boy, remember when Tucker Carlson took the piss out of Ted Cruz, who was calling for war in Iran? He's like, how many people live there? I don't know. 93 million people live there. That is like taking 2 Californias. It's like conquering California twice. That's not easy. And they're bombing people. And they got friends. It's not like they're alone in this. Someone will come to the aid of the poor Iranian people. The Russians will step in. The Chinese will step in. They're not just going to let all of 20% of their oil get fucked with. Over 90 million people, more than England. Like, what, you think this is over in 2 weeks? You're taking the over. Yeah, I'm taking the over. The majority of Iraqi people are Shiites. That's right. They're Shia Muslim. You got the Sunni and the Shia, but the they had a minority rule there because we hated Iran, so we put Saddam Hussein in power because we wanted a minority rule. The Ba'athist Party actually is so similar to the MAGA Party. Most people compare maggots, maggers, magtards, whatever you want to call them, to the Nazi Party, but I don't think that's totally fair. I do the same thing because people know what Nazis are, but I think that they're far more in line with what the Ba'athists were doing with Saddam Hussein. Donald Trump is a lot like Saddam Hussein. He's even got the same interior decorator. Like, they are very similar. So I think it's interesting. 90 million people, though. We're going to be totally okay with this, right? Everyone's taking the over, huh? Yeah, double the population of Iraq, and we couldn't keep that going. We were in Afghanistan for 20 years, and we still fucked it up. The Taliban are right back where they started. We're right back where we started with the Taliban. Great. Because America backed the Mujahideen. I don't have time to get into all of the Middle East. But look, 90 million people live in Iran. They're not giving up easily. We're not going to invade and take them over. It's just not likely. I mean, we're still not done in like Venezuela. All the Venezuela shit is stupid.
Video posted online showing just how dangerous that mission is. A US warplane on fire, spiraling out of control. One of 3 US F-15 fighter jets shot down.
This isn't Afghanistan or Iraq. You're right. It's worse. It's worse. They have way more oil than Iraq or Afghanistan. They're the number 4 oil producer in the world. They're a founding member of OPEC. They're the number 1 producer of natural gas in the world. There is a lot more at stake than Iraq or Afghanistan. The CIA can't go in and control the drug trade like they did in Afghanistan. And in Iraq, well, Iraq's a little bit more interesting and complicated. But you think the Saudi Arabians are just going to, like, what? Take over Iran? Is that what's the gameplay here? We don't know. We got concepts of plans. We don't know what the plan is because Donald Trump is about as obtuse as one of those triangles that look all stupid. He's obtuse.
Over Kuwait by friendly fire. The pilots safely ejecting.
You're safe.
All 6 survived. And tonight, the Pentagon releasing a detailed timeline of how the attack unfolded. At 3:38 Eastern, Friday afternoon, President Trump giving the green light while on a visit to Texas.
The president directed, and I quote, Operation Epic Fury is approved. No aborts. Good luck. Close.
Epic Fury. If you call something Epic Fury, my God, it's like Peanut Butter Falcon. Have you guys all seen the movie Peanut Butter Falcon? Basically, Epic Fury reminds me of Peanut Butter Falcon. What's your wrestling name? Epic Fury. That's like, it really is ridiculous. It really, and it might sound like I'm making fun of disabled people, and I'm not. Maybe I am a little bit because the Peter Butter Falcon thing, and I'm sorry if it came off that way because I have nothing but respect for people who are special needs. I have nothing but profound respect for them. But goddamn, Epic Fury. Epic Fury sounds like, so my girlfriend works with special education kids. It sounds like something that they would come up with. That's all I'm saying. It sounds like something that they would, what should we call the war in Iran? Epic Fury is what I think that they would come up with. That's all I'm saying.
Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, joins us now. Mr. Vice President.
Here's a face you can trust. Here's a face you could trust. J.D. Vance. He's going to be your president for the next 10 years.
Why this operation and why now?
Well, good evening, Jesse. So to step back just a little bit, if you go back to Midnight Hammer in the summer, what the president wanted to do with that mission was eliminate Iran's ability to build a nuclear weapon. And we did destroy the nuclear enrichment facilities during Operation Midnight Hammer over the summer. Now, here's the thing, Jesse. We destroyed Iran's ability to build a nuclear weapon during President Trump's term. We set them back substantially. But I think the president was looking for the long haul. He was looking for Iran to make a significant long-term commitment that they would never build a nuclear weapon, that they would not pursue the ability to be on the brink of a nuclear weapon. And after months, really almost a year of painstaking diplomacy, what the president determined is he didn't want to just keep the country safe from an Iranian nuclear weapon for the first 3-4 years of his second term. He wanted to make sure that Iran could never have a nuclear weapon. And
never. He wanted to make sure that they could never have a nuclear weapon. This is all about nuclear weapons, just like Venezuela was about the drugs. This is about nuclear weapons, everybody. It's about the nukes, okay? It has nothing to do with oil. Stop talking about oil and natural gas and the Strait of Hormuz and all that shit. This is about nuclear weapons. J.D. Vance says so. You can trust J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is the most likable and trustworthy fellow in American politics today. He is the most, you could just look at his face and you know that guy is a dude that I can count on. J.D. Vance, what a mensch. Yeah, it's about the nukes, everybody. It's the nukes. Don't forget about the nukes. It's about nukes. It's never been about nukes. It's never going to be about nukes. It's never even come close to being about the nukes. It's never been about the drugs. It won't ever be about the drugs. We don't care about the nukes and the drugs. We literally give nuclear weapons to our enemies. We literally gave them to China. We just gave them all our plans on the delivery system. We seriously, because the thing about nukes, right? You can get nukes. That ain't the hard part. Like getting a little bit to make a couple nukes, that ain't the hard part. You got to deliver the nuclear weapon to another country with a rocket. That's a little bit harder. And you got to aim it. You got to get it to the place you want it to get. And it ain't that easy. It's getting easier these days. But again, has nothing to do with nuclear weapons. Never did. The shit when we bombed them last 6 months ago, back in June, last summer when we bombed them, had nothing to do with the nukes. I said it back then. I'll say it again. Nukes don't matter. They don't care. We also do not care about drugs in Venezuela. What does Venezuela and Iran have in common? Let me know in the chat, what does Venezuela and Iran have in common? Could someone in the chat tell me right now? Let's go. Let's see in the chat. Come on, everybody. What do we have in the chat? Let's see. Oil, yes, Jay Thorne got it. Oil, that is what they got in common. Iran's force ranks number 16 in Trump's boosting Arab unity. Hey, if I were Arabic, I would be fucking pretty unified. I mean, if you imagine, put yourself in their shoes, right? If you, because like I'm against war, but I gotta say, like if some asshole came to this country and blew up the White House, I would be upset. I would be upset. You know, I would be pretty upset. Because it's like, it's my White House. I get to blow it up if I want, not you. You don't get to come to my country and blow up my White House. That's my president. I get to talk shit on my president. You don't get to come over here and kill him. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it. You don't get to do it. I would be pissed if I were Arabic right now. I mean, put yourself in their shoes. You know it's about oil. It ain't about nukes. We had a nuclear deal. We bombed the shit out of their nuclear weapons factories, supposedly. Obliterated them. Took them back to the Stone Ages, 100 years. Took them back 100 years. And now J.D. Vance is saying it's about the nukes. Do you believe him?
That would require fundamentally a change in mindset from the Iranian regime. So he saw that the Iranian regime was weakened. He knew that they were committed to getting on that brink of a nuclear weapon, and he decided to take action because he felt that was necessary in order to protect the nation's security.
So Senator Marco Rubio, Secretary Rubio, and the president have both said something along the lines of, you ain't seen nothing yet. We could hit 3 times as hard. What does that mean?
Well, it means
so
there's a lot of capacity.
Okay, so first of all, I love when people say shit like this. You probably wouldn't do anything but talk about it. Look, man, my credentials are plenty. You can look up who I am. I've been arrested for causes. I've been done lots of different protests all over the world. I've been to almost every state doing activism. I've put my money, I've been published in various newspapers. I do a radio show every month on every week in FM radio, twice a month actually. It's usually, sometimes it's 3 times a month because we switch off. No, I do it all. I do it all, baby. I do it all. I want to do anything. What do you mean I want to do? What are you doing? What are you doing, you lazy piece of shit? What are you doing? Join the revolution. Join the rebellion. Dignity-based resistance starts today.
Here. I think there's a lot of chatter about what our objectives is, what our goal is. I mean, I think the president's been extremely clear about our objectives, and if Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, but there's also been a lot of conversation about what are our capabilities. And look, I know this stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to reveal classified information here on air, but the president of the United States knows what we're able to do.
Good question. Do you get paid for activism? I have been paid for activism. I have been, actually, yeah. Not always, but I have been. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can't do it full time without getting some kind of paycheck. You can't do it like for a whole year without getting some kind of paycheck. So if you're working for a nonprofit organization and doing activism, you have to get paid, right? You got to have hotel rooms and gas money and food. And so they pay for that. And then they give you a small amount of money to live, but it ain't much. Let me tell you, it's still nonprofit work. But yeah, I have actually. If anybody wants to know about how to get paid for activism, it's not easy. It's hard to get paid for activism. But if you're really good and you do it for free for a long time, they might give you a couple pennies. And they might send you all around America to do it. That's what I really loved about it, is that I got to see America. I got to go to almost all 50 states, and it was remarkable and beautiful. I tons of really cool adventures. I've been thinking about writing a book about it. It was a truly incredible experience.
He knows that we have much greater capacity to inflict damage on the Iranian nuclear program, but also on various missiles that threaten our troops. As you've seen, they've been launching those at our troops for much of the past 3 days. So I think the president has made it very clear that the United States has a lot of optionality here. And, we could go for a little bit longer. We could go for a lot longer. But I think the president just wants to make it clear to the Iranians and to the world that he is not going to rest until he accomplishes that all-important objective of ensuring that Iran...
Yes, the all-important objective of ensuring that Iran does never, ever gets a nuclear weapon. That's why he backed out of the nuclear deal. That's why he bombed them, and that's why he's bombing them today. Bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. If you believe what J.D. Vance is selling, if you're buying what he's selling, you are a fool. You're a hayseed and a rube. I'm sorry. It's propaganda on Jesse Waters. If Jesse Waters is even having somebody on, do you remember when he had that fake Antifa person that turned out to be the same person as somebody else wearing a mask? It was so funny. It was Antifa. And then before that, like 5 years ago, it was somebody else, like another, like MS-13 or something. He's the same guy, though. Really awesome. Trump's had 3 mental tests. It's not about diagnosis, indeed. Skyjack Morgan is well known among the 13 regular viewers. He's kind of a big deal. We call him Mr. Big Deal. Thank you, Hate Speaker Sargon of Akkad. I appreciate that. I'm not that big on YouTube, but I'm trying. You got to give me credit. I mean, I have a radio show, and it's pretty exciting, and I'm working hard. I'm trying to make it ends meet, trying to make it work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you all for supporting the channel. If you haven't already, please drop a penny in the pot. People say I need to put my Venmo on the screen and flash it and shit. Who thinks I should do that? Should I put my Venmo on the screen? I was watching Boston Brian. He had his Venmo on the screen. People were fucking... but I think it's because he's more of a partisan guy than I am. He loves the Democrats. I hate the Democrats. I think that's why Democrats are like, fuck this guy. Republicans are like, fuck this guy. People hate me on both sides, and I'm okay with that. I saw someone mention George Soros. No, I have never worked for George Soros. I don't believe that George Soros is actually a player in this, but hey, you can never been a paid employee of George Soros. Thank you. E-bag harder. Is that what Boston Brian does? Does he e-bag harder? E-bag. How do you e-bag? I guess I should take notes. Should I be like, hey, everybody, I'm e-bagging? I don't know. I don't like that. I want to do my own show, and hopefully the community will support me. That's all I care about. Become a channel member, by the way. Become a Sky City Rebel. All right, J.D. Vance, let's see just a little bit more.
Not just for the next few years, not just because we obliterated Fordo or some other enrichment facility, but because the Iranians themselves commit long-term to not building a nuclear weapon.
After Iraq...
And we're going to kill the shit out of them until they commit long-term to not building a nuclear weapon. The only ones allowed to have nuclear weapons are us and Israel. That's it. Oh, the French have them, and the Pakistanis have them, and the Indians have them, and the Russians have them, and the... who else has them? Who else? China has them. North Korea has them. But not you, Iran. That's where we draw the line. How are we going to rape you for your resources if you have nuclear weapons? I mean, Israel has the nuclear weapons. You're not allowed to have nuclear weapons. Why would we allow Iran? And we have the right to tell everybody else what to do with their uranium, right? We get to decide that, right? India and Pakistan, they hate each other. They've hated each other since the days of Gandhi, man. Before that, they hated each other for a really long time. You can look up what the partition was and look up what happened when they put the partition up and how many people were murdered on the border of India and Pakistan. But hey, they both have nuclear weapons, and every once in a while they have a little couple. They exchange a couple shots. They shoot each other every once in a while, but they still have not bombed each other with those nuclear weapons. So what's the harm? Let Iran have nuclear weapons. Screw it. Who are we to tell anybody else what to have? Why are you guys so against Iran having nuclear weapons?
You asked the question. I'm going to answer your question. This was what I spent my time doing.
I'm a survivor trying to look out for other survivors.
And I was taking care of it.
I love it when Nancy Mace pulls her. I'm a survivor. Go fuck yourself, Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace is a bigot. She's a horrible human being, and she keeps on pulling the survivor card. What the fuck's that got to do with anything? You think she's not a survivor?
It's the people who lost 3,000 lives.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Secretary, thank you for returning this afternoon. Secretary Clinton, is your husband someone the committee should investigate?
My husband will be here tomorrow. You'll have a chance to ask him questions.
So my question is your husband someone this committee should investigate?
Ask and answer.
Apparently you are. You've subpoenaed him. He's going to be here tomorrow.
In your testimony before the break, you discussed why you believe President Trump should testify before a committee due to a, quote, pattern of behavior.
This is after this is after the recess. They went off the record, and they had a huge argument about Lauren Boebert not doing her fucking job and releasing photographs to Benny Johnson.
End quote. You testified that a pattern of behavior warrants accountability. So I want to make sure I understand your standard correctly. The pattern of behavior you describe includes being held civilly liable, indictment, sexually deviant behavior, correct?
Yes.
In 1998, your husband was found civilly liable for sexual misconduct with Paula Jones and so for $850,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
By your standard of pattern of behavior.
Oh my God, Jerry Garcia. They teach the kids in school to hate America. I love this. This is great. Well, when I was a kid, the Joker in the Batman comics became the UN ambassador for Iran, for Ayatollah Khomeini, and Ayatollah Khomeini was the villain of the story in Batman comics. So, like when I was a kid, I grew up learning that Iran was so scary. They're going to get together with the Russians and they're going to invade America. I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger punch all sorts of brown people over the years because they were so scary. Oh my gosh, they were so scary all the time. We teach our kids to hate Iranians, and you are like, well, they teach their kids to hate Americans. Who started this? We're all downstream from imperialism. If we could stop that and stop trying to conquer each other and invest in this zero-sum game theory about global geopolitics, then we would actually get somewhere. But instead, you want to finger point. When you point fingers, you got three more pointing back at you. Saying that Iran teaches their children to hate America is rich. That is rich, like Cadbury egg style rich. It's so rich. That is like beautiful chocolate cake rich. Holy shit. They teach their kids to hate us? What do you think we're doing? I grew up with Saddam Hussein as this evil, evil man. And then I watched as they hanged him. I watched him on whatever proto-YouTube was. The YouTube didn't exist back then, but then they had all these websites that would host these videos, and we all watched people die. We watched people get their heads cut off on the news. Look at all those people, all those Taliban and all these people, the ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Ooh, they're scary. My whole life, I was taught to hate them. And you could feed into that, I guess. Follow your programming, I guess, is the answer. Like, you can question authority and reject your programming so that you're not an NPC who just hates Iranians or brown people or whomever you hate, trans people. Reject your programming and think for yourself. Or go along with your programming and hate who they tell you to hate. I mean, we have Steve in the chat. Like, he's a person who hates who people tell him to hate. And I'm here telling you that you don't have to hate anybody, that we're all human beings, and that we're all part of the same human experience. I don't think that's a crazy idea. But whatever, you know.
Should your husband testify before this committee?
He is testifying tomorrow.
On December 19th, 1998, President Clinton was impeached on charges of perjury and obstruction of justice, which directly related to his extramarital affair with Monica Lewinsky. Is that correct?
Yes.
And your husband was impeached for perjury related to sexual behavior, correct?
I didn't understand what you said.
Your husband was impeached for perjury related to sexual behavior, his sexual behavior.
He was impeached for several.
This is so funny. Like they treat her like garbage, and they treat him like, with all due respect, sir.
Reasons, and then was acquitted.
And it's just funny to me, man. I don't know what is up with women. You guys hate other women. I don't know what that is, but you guys are all so respectful to Bill Clinton. It's wild.
In the Senate.
And your husband flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane 17 to 26 times, correct?
He made several trips with different legs on the trip, as I recall.
But he flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane
Yes,
17
he
to 26 times?
Mm-hmm.
Were you aware that Secret Service was dropped on some of those flights?
That is not my understanding.
Were they not on some of those flights?
That is not my
So
understanding.
your understanding is that Secret Service was on all of the flights that President Clinton was on?
That is my
Epstein?
understanding.
By this standard of behavior, multiple credible accusers,
Secret Service was on the planes?
including Juanita Broderick, who alleged rape against your husband. Your husband was disbarred in Arkansas, lost his law license before the Supreme Court, flew on Epstein's plane dozens of times, visited Epstein's island.
That is not true. That is absolutely untrue.
Well, there's documentation in the DOJ files. I'm not sure you're aware, your attorneys have told you, but Jeffrey Epstein told one of the victims to lie to investigators, to lie that Bill Clinton was ever on Epstein Island. I can provide that document to you.
We would like that document, please.
Okay.
Yeah, counsel, because actually the files say just the opposite. Epstein himself denied he was.
These are FBI notes from an interview with a victim, and I can get you the victim number and the case number and the files. These are notes from a 302 interview.
If you'd like those, are you going to provide those now?
I don't, that's not my line of questioning. She brought it up, but I have a
I'm
document.
sorry, you're making a representation as to the fact.
I didn't enter anything
something
as an exhibit.
But it's factually inaccurate.
No, I can give it to you later. I can go find the document, make copies of it, and give it to you this afternoon.
These assholes never do their homework. Why can't MAGA ever do these homework? They never do their homework. I could bring it to you later, teacher. She's not answering a question about the shit that you're just making up on the spot.
Thank you so much.
Okay. By your standard or pattern of behavior, according to documents released by the Department of Justice, your husband appears in photos in swimming pools, hot tubs, aboard Jeffrey Epstein's private plane with unidentified young women. We came here today and told this committee, you told this committee that a pattern of behavior demands accountability, correct?
I said that I believe the committee should call anyone who had a substantial pattern and practice of contact with Jeffrey Epstein and his crimes before they came to light.
Does that include your husband?
And after they came to light. You're going to have a chance to question him tomorrow.
Exactly. You're going to have a question. It's so weird. Do you think we should question your husband? You're going to question him tomorrow. Do you think we should question him? He's coming in tomorrow. Should we question him? Yes. Fucking, you're going to question him tomorrow. What the fuck are you? Question Donald Trump. I want to see Donald Trump and Melania. That would make more sense. Melania was Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend for a year. If Melania had sex with Jeffrey Epstein, I feel like she should be on the fucking stand right now. We should know what's going on. Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein are Eskimo brothers, and we're like, oh, that's perfectly normal. Let's not ask any questions of Donald Trump or Melania.
So I'll ask you again, by the standard you just set in your own words just now, does this standard apply equally to your husband or only President Trump?
I have said that my husband has been subpoenaed. He will appear. He will answer your questions to the best of his ability. But there is no evidence whatsoever of any connection with Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. And I think that will be obviously apparent in the questioning.
What makes you so sure of that then? I mean, he's photographed.
Objection
with,
is to speculate on something that's not.
Yeah, it is so speculative. I mean, swimming in a pool, sitting in a hot tub, there are millions of people who do that without any improper behavior or certainly committing any crimes. So I think
most of the men are like your husband that did anything wrong? Why were they being surrounded by young women giving them massages on Jeffrey's private estate or private plane? Are they all innocent then?
You know, you are making assumptions in your questions that have not been proven and I don't believe are provable.
Okay. Why did you wait 6 months to have this hearing today or have this testimony?
You know, I've answered that. I thought that given the way that other witnesses who were subpoenaed at the same time were being treated, that there was an unfair treatment of both my husband and myself. And I thought that, especially from my perspective, I had very little, if any, information to provide you, and that I could have done it in a sworn statement, and you could have moved on to depose somebody else who might have more information that would be beneficial to your
I have two more questions, and I'm going to pass it to Congresswoman Luna. After Jeffrey Epstein was convicted, did it concern you at all that you had taken a substantial amount of money from Jeffrey Epstein?
That's an inappropriate assumption. I did not take a substantial amount of money from Jeffrey Epstein. So far as I know, Jeffrey Epstein contributed to the joint committee that was supporting my Senate race.
Which was how much?
I believe I was told $20,000.
You don't consider $20,000?
No, $20,000 ain't that much when you're talking about national politics. Sorry. Gave $20,000 to it. I mean, I think she should be questioned. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, it's weird that they're so bad at their jobs. Like, really, you want to ask questions like, I don't know. Where were you when this was going on? How about that? Where were you when he was in this hot tub? Where were you when this was going on? What was you up to? What connection do you have to Jeffrey Epstein? Do you have connections with any of his people like Howard Lutnick? Or do you have any people like Les Wexner? That would be great to know. Like, she might not have a connection with Jeffrey Epstein, but she might have a connection with Les Wexner or with fucking Brunel or Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, that would be an interesting shit to ask Hillary Clinton. I would love to ask Hillary Clinton a bunch of questions about what she knows and what she does. Have you ever met Virginia Giuffre? I'd love to ask that. Like, catch her in a lie. But no, they ask the dumbest fucking questions. I mean, it really is an embarrassment. Maggers never do their homework. That's why they failed in school. They were always trying to beat up Screech. Yeah, exactly. 20,000 won't even buy a whole child's leg. Nice. All right, Steve. That's not bad. Not bad.
Substantial. I do not consider it relevant to me because
And the reason why is because their whole thing is nothing of substance came out of the Hillary Clinton investigation. And they could have. Hillary Clinton knows a lot about where the bodies are buried. And I feel like they could have asked questions and given the American people some answers. That would have been great. They did ask about Pizzagate, which is fine. I think that's funny. But like, they didn't ask anything that meant anything. It was all just jokes to try to humiliate her, because that's what MAGA is. MAGA is the violent reactionary response to liberal ideas and progressive ideas and progressive leaders like Hillary Clinton. It's about owning the libs, about owning Hillary Clinton. Nothing of substance will ever come out of this, regime that we have in America, because Donald Trump doesn't want anything. There's no meaning. There's no plan. There's no concepts of plans. There's nothing. There's no there. There's no substance to the chaos. This is all style, no substance. More gold, more ballrooms, more crypto coins. It's never about, the inside is rotten. We're living in a second gilded age where the coin is gold on the outside, but on the inside it's just rot. It's just rotten wood. A gilded age. We're living through the second time around, the roaring 20s. Here we are. Even Donald Trump is calling it the roaring 20s. I mean, it's like they're using the same language they used 100 years ago. It really is ridiculous. We could have gotten some answers out of Hillary Clinton. For fuck's sake, we should put her on trial. But no, nothing. Nothing came out of it. It's an embarrassment because MAGers don't do their homework.
And we continue to cover everything related to Operation Epic Fury, 72 hours, a little more, since the U.S. and Israel worked to begin that operation there on Iran, killing the Supreme Leader, Ali Khamenei, and about 50 other top Iranian officials, with the potential for more of them confirmed dead, as, of course, we know here that the operation is continuing, and President Trump saying it could last about a month, 4 to maybe 5 weeks in length. You are taking a live look over Tel Aviv at this hour in Israel, as we know from folks there once again that we do have the sirens sounding over and over again in that location. They have been doing that for the past several days, as folks are told to go into their shelters. This is all related to Iran and, of course, Hezbollah over in Lebanon firing multiple missiles in their location.
Like, what if there was a mushroom cloud over Tel Aviv? Then what do we got? Then what kind of war we got? Well, then they say, oh, it's Iran's fault. It's not a war. Wait until it gets worse. At what point, like, MAGers are so stupid that they continue to tell me it's not a war. Don't believe your own eyes. It's not a war. And yet, yeah, Operation Epstein Fury. That's perfect. Operation Epstein Fury. Mockingjay MD. I'm going to steal that. That's perfect. It's not a war, though. It's not a war. Hegseth says it's a war, but MAGers say it's not a war. They're saying now on Fox News it's a war of choice. Whatever the hell that means. It's not a war. It's a war of choice. We don't need to talk to Congress. We don't have to talk to the American people. Only 25% of American people approve of Donald Trump's war. But it's not a war. Don't worry, it's not a war.
And Mr. President, moving on to my next question. Submitted to the record, we have a painting that seems to be of you, Mr. President.
I think this shit's funny. Have you seen the painting of him with the Monica Lewinsky's dress on?
One of Jeffrey Epstein's residences, wearing a I would categorize it as a famous blue dress worn by the White House intern, Monica Lewinsky. And I have this image here. This image is being passed around. If we need to go off the record while we do that, we can.
Can you imagine being 80 years old and this shit comes back to haunt you? I love that. Hey, remember that time you came all over your intern's blue dress and she kept the dress and you said you didn't do anything with her, and then they did DNA test on your semen on the dress and the whole world found out you were lying about ejaculating on your intern's dress. Do you remember when that happened? Yeah, I remember when that happened. I'm Bill Clinton and I don't even have a voice no more. I don't know what. Yeah, I'm 80 years old, and I remember that blue dress, though. I surely do. A ding-dang do. I did not have sex with that woman. Monica Lewinsky. Turns out I did when they did DNA evidence and found out that was my semen on her blue dress. Oh, Lord, that was my blue dress. Does anybody remember this? Was anyone alive in the 90s? It was crazy. It was crazy, man. He got on TV, looked right down the can and said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky. That's what he said, straight down the barrel, straight to the American people. And then they're like, oh, really? Well, she kept the blue dress. In fact, didn't wash it. She didn't even wash the dress. Weird. Anyway, it turns out your semen's all over it. We did a DNA test. And then he gets on TV again, and right down the barrel, right down the can, he says, turns out I did have sex with that woman. I didn't inhale. Holy shit, that was amazing. American politics, you never know what's going to happen next. It's so much fun. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it seems so quaint these days, Donald Trump banging his intern. It seems so quaint these days, a man abusing his power in order to have sex with a 19-year-old girl who, really looked up to him as president of the United States, It really seems so quaint. Jay Leno calling her a slut every night because she did like a lot of young women do and end up in the clutches of powerful men. Jay Leno owes an apology to Monica Lewinsky, and if he dies without giving it, then I hope he burns in hell for eternity. Jay Leno, oh my God, that dude was just like raked her over the coals, just slut-shamed Monica Lewinsky every night on TV. She was going to kill herself. She was thinking about murdering herself over and over and over again because of Jay Leno. And it seems still, even with all that, it seems so quaint compared to killing the Ayatollah and kidnapping Nicolas Maduro. It seems quaint. It really does seem quaint to international sex trafficking ring that Donald Trumpstein was entirely a part of. Clinton just seems like a quaint little blip in history. People won't even remember it.
I can take a picture. Do you have a question?
It will be marked as Majority Exhibit 15. Proceed.
Thank you. So, Mr. President, we are looking at an image of a portrait that looks to be you, Mr. President, in this blue dress. Can you describe this painting? And
he doesn't need to describe the painting. You just gave him a picture. What's your question?
My question is, are you familiar with this painting? Have you ever seen it in person?
I've never seen it in person.
Do you know why someone would paint this?
I've never seen it in person. I can barely speak.
Objection. That's calls for speculation. You can ask the artist.
And if I had known Jeffrey Epstein had this painting, it would have saved me this whole day.
Did you ever introduce Epstein to Monica Lewinsky or any other young female White House staffers?
I did not.
Did Epstein ever request introductions to young female intern staffers of you? Did he request you to introduce them? And regarding this exhibit 15, this portrait, to the right of this image, there appears to be a plain letterhead document that is framed in a gold frame. Are you familiar with...
Did he testify that he's not seen this picture?
The painting we asked, yes. And now I'm asking about the image next to it. So
are you asking whether or not he's familiar with what's in this small frame?
The part that you have covered up, I'm asking if he's familiar with this letterhead letter that was hand-framed.
Is this part of the painting?
No, sir. This is next to the painting, and it's framed on the wall in the home of Jeffrey Epstein. I guess a better way to ask, other than the birthday note that was passed around here today for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday, Mr. President, did you ever handwrite Jeffrey Epstein any other notes?
Ooh, did he ever handwrite any other notes to Jeffrey Epstein? Good question. Damn, Bill is old. He's the same age as Donald Trump. He's the same age. It's kind of crazy, right? If you think about it. I mean, They're getting old, these guys. We live in a gerontocracy. The Austrian painter has something to say about this democracy. 2 parties, alternate fake choice. Real power stays hidden. Voter illusion. National will diluted. But we can't talk like that. I mean, don't I say the same thing? The Austrian painter had something to say about democracy. 2 parties alternate, fake choice, real power stays hidden. I mean, isn't that something that I say all the time? You want to compare me to the Austrian painter? I say that the 2-party system is bullshit. I think that the Republic has failed us. I think that our media has failed us. I think religion has failed us. We only have each other now. Stop looking to gurus and cult leaders. Stop looking to politicians. Stop looking to painters of Austrian descent. And stop looking to to men like Donald Trump for succor and retribution. Unless you're a sucker, don't come looking for succor. Oh, man, I should have said that earlier. That was a good one. Unless you're a sucker, don't come looking for succor. I don't know if that really works. Is that landing? I don't think it's landing, but it sounds good. In my mind, it sounds good. But I think most people have such a poor vocabulary these days. I have to lower my standards. Succor, S-U-C-C-O-R, succor. Anyway, presidents are only a figurehead. Well, sort of. I mean, they should be only a figurehead, but they're not. You're right. They should be, Jay Barron. But they're not. They've worked very hard to scratch and claw more and more power under the executive branch so that now they can behave very much like kings. I mean, he didn't get congressional approval from anybody to send a bunch of murder machines to Iran. That's our money. All those jets that fell out of the sky because of friendly fire, those are our jets. We paid for those. He didn't ask permission, did he?
Well, I wouldn't remember, except that I've seen a picture recently of another note where I thank him for getting me away from the crowd on the airplane for a while so I could take a note nap.
Yes. Okay, Mr. President, I just have 2 more questions for you, and then I will let you go. And again, I'm so grateful for your time here today. We also have...
Listen to how they talk to him versus how they talk to Hillary, man. They were so shitty to Hillary. It really is shocking. Like, the misogyny that women practice against other women is fucking mind-blowing to me. As a man, I don't understand how there's no solidarity with women. Can some women tell me, please? I know we got some women in the chat. Why do you hate Hillary so much that you not only, okay, you disagree with her politics, but you hate her so much that you treat her like shit? But Bill, well, I appreciate your time, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. I really do appreciate you, sir. It's so weird. All of the curtsying and politesse that you'll give to Bill, but Hillary, you just degrade, and doing so, you degrade yourself and and women everywhere. It's remarkable.
Another exhibit from the committee, and it's page 49, I believe, and the, how do you want to classify this one?
It will be marked as Majority Exhibit 16.
In this is a portion of Virginia Giuffre and her testimony, and in it, she is referencing you, Mr. President, and says he, Mr. Clinton, told me long ago that everyone owes him favors. They are all in each other's pockets. She's asked, I'm sorry, maybe that wasn't you that you was referencing, Clinton. I'll start over. He told me long ago that everyone owes him favors. I believe that's referring to Mr. Epstein. They're all in each other's pockets.
Sorry, could you say what line are you starting
Yes,
at?
ma'am. I'm starting at the first line, and I do believe I incorrectly said that she was referencing Mr. Clinton. So to correct that.
She's not referencing.
She's not
referencing President Clinton. She's referencing instead. Who?
I believe this is Jeffrey Epstein that she is referencing here.
Thank you, Ms. Bober.
Thank you. And then she's asked, would you say you asked him why Bill Clinton was here? And Virginia responds on the island, where he was here on the island. And she goes on to say,
excuse me, can you clarify who JS is?
Can we look at see who JS is?
It says V and then it says JS. So
yes,
is this
I will get you that name.
But this is a conversation between 2 people, or is this a transcript of a deposition?
This is a transcript of a deposition, yes.
Thank you so much.
It says telecon at the top. Doesn't appear to be a deposition.
It says,
what do we have this as?
I'm not objecting.
Once again, Boebert can't do her damn homework. It's not a deposition. It's a telephone conversation. Telecon. It's a recorded conversation.
No, that's fine. And we could go off the record if you want, just to get this. I don't have this. So this is. Go ahead.
We'll go off the record.
Why do we have to go off the record?
Yes, we can go back on the record.
Thank you very much. And this is a long dialogue between Mr. Jack Scarola and Virginia Giuffre, and I will summarize this. It is mentioned by Virginia that everyone owes him, presumably Jeffrey Epstein here, favors. Mr. President, were you ever in the position to owe Jeffrey Epstein a favor?
I didn't consider that. I thought we had an understanding about the airplanes, that he would let me use the airplane to set up my AIDS programs around the world if I agreed to talk to him for an hour about economics and politics on every long leg. I kept my word, and he seemed to honor his.
Were there any sensitive government topics ever discussed in those conversations? And also here,
Just for the
Virginia,
record, the court reporter get his response. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sorry, I'll try not to talk over you. Wrapping up here. Virginia Giuffre is also asked in this document.
The same one you handed us?
Yes, ma'am.
So we should be looking at?
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines down. JS is speaking. Were sexual orgies a regular occurrence on the island at Jeffrey's house? Yes.
It really is shocking. So, like, you probably don't know this about me, but my mom was a court reporter. And in college, I proofread deposition transcripts. It paid, I think, 25 cents a page or something like that. And some of these would get really big, so I could make a little bit of money when I was in college. And I was reading so much. I was a really fast reader, and I was an English major, so it just made sense. And so I kind of like would pick up freelance work from my mother's agency when I was in college, a little bit here and there. I wasn't like always doing it, but I read a lot of transcripts is my point. And growing up in a house where my mom was a paralegal and a stenographer, she was a paralegal, then she was a stenographer. And I grew up in a house where we talked about the law and depositions, and I was around it a lot. I listened. I grew up listening to depositions. I grew up listening to lawyers asking questions because she had these tapes that she'd be playing when she would be. Anyway, usually when they have evidence like this, when they hand it to somebody, they have everything marked down. But Boebert is going, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines down. And if you read that, she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. She doesn't know what the fuck she's handing anybody. And she has so many resources at her disposal. She has so many staffers that are paid for by the people of her district. She has all of this, and she still doesn't do her homework enough so that she looks like a fool. And it just goes to show the only thing that I'm really getting out of this, it's kind of fun to watch Bill Clinton squirm. And I don't have any love for Hillary. I think Hillary could squirm too for all I care. I mean, she knows where bodies are buried. I just feel like Congress completely let us down. Like the line of questioning is ludicrous. It's so stupid. They did it behind closed doors so they can ask them hard questions, and they didn't ask them any hard questions. They asked them nothing. They asked them bullshit. It was all just bullshit, and they didn't do their fucking homework. It's like, this is really serious, right? Thousands of women are victims of Jeffrey Epstein, right? So, like, you didn't do any homework? And Nancy Mace, all she was good for was starting a fight with Bill Clinton? And Boebert, she's snapping pictures during it, completely against the rules. I mean, god damn, just the ineptitude of maggers. It's like, I get that you guys, all you maggers, and even Steve in the chat, hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad, you guys hate immigrants, you hate brown people, you hate black people, you hate women, you hate trans people. Well, if you hate all those people, then what's up with the incompetence? Like, wouldn't you want, if you hated all those people, wouldn't you want some competent people actually getting these things done? That's what saved us in the last Trump administration. It's like, yeah, he's just like the Austrian painter, but he's incompetent. Even January 6th, yeah, it was a coup, but they're a bunch of morons. They got into the Capitol building and they just took a shit on people's desks and did some property damage. A bunch of morons. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't govern. They couldn't actually stop anything from happening. Just a bunch of dumb losers, like the beer hall putsch. Like Hitler did the same thing, but he actually grew. Like Hitler did the beer hall putsch, which a lot like January 6th, but they were inept. They were incompetent. So nothing happened. And then he went to jail for a while and wrote Mein Kampf. It was a huge hit. And he came back out and he was famous. And he became chancellor eventually. Hitler's really similar in that way. But Hitler grew. Like, he became more competent with time. Donald Trump, maybe he just doesn't have the time. Or maybe he's just surrounded with so many morons. And the Hitler story ends up with incompetence, I guess, because he cared more about loyalty than competence. I guess that's what Donald Trump's going through. Maybe I'm answering the question myself. When you care about loyalty more than competence, then you get people like Bober and Mace asking the Clintons dumb questions that signify nothing, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
همیشه از شما به نیکی یاد میکنن و انشاءالله دست عنایت خدای متعال بار همه شهیدان سالار و سرور شهیدان معصوم و این شهدای پاک که خونها غریق رحمت دریای بی منتهای خودش نبرد نور و تاریکی است. ما در این مسیر ایستاده ایم، در این میدان خاطر بسپارید به زودی پا بر گردهشان. هیهات هیهات کورخوانده ای بر اسرائیل این همه لشکر آمده.
افتخار میکنم که فرزنداده و ناراحتیم. خیلی هم خوشحالیم.
In past public statements, as in 2017 speeches and interviews, you described Pizzagate as a baseless conspiracy theory, alleging you and others ran a child sex trafficking ring from a Washington pizzeria.
Look at her face. I mean, it's so funny. Come on. I mean, I'm glad that I hate Nancy Mace, but the fact that she asked about the Pizzagate, that's fucking classic, right? I mean, fuck Hillary Clinton. I don't mind. I don't know. Bill Clinton's like, oh, you shouldn't have asked anything about Hillary. Hillary didn't even know Jeffrey Epstein. It's like, yeah, but screw her. Screw her. You know, Hillary, she paved the way for someone like Donald Trump. It's her fault that Donald Trump is here. So I think it's funny as shit, man. Yeah, she mentions Podesta, Paul. She talks about Podesta as well, you know, like, I don't know, like, at the end of the day, these Democrats, it's their fault too, you know? And now they're like, oh, why are you picking on us? Because it's your fault that we're in this situation. It's your fault.
Have you reviewed any 2025-2026 Epstein files that were released that you believe reference or relate to those specific 2016 claims regarding the Podesta emails, Comet Ping Pong Pizza used as code possibly?
I'm sorry, you're asking her about whether she's reviewed emails in the Epstein files which relate to the wacky Pizzagate scandal.
You could characterize it however you want. I just would like to know if she's
You could characterize it any way you want.
familiar with any of them.
So excuse me, your
Nancy Mace is just trying to get a fight. That's she's good at it too, right? She's good.
question is about whether or not she has reviewed any emails in the Epstein release files about Pizzagate.
Correct.
Pizzagate was totally made up. It was an outrageous allegation that ended up hurting a number of people. They caused a deranged young man to show up with his assault rifle and shoot up a local pizzeria. I can't believe you're even referencing it. You should be.
There are connections to the language.
Well, a QAnon people believe there are. So
I don't know what
have
QAnon
at
people
it.
believe.
Have at it.
Have at it. Have at it. Oh, hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad. Let's see what he's got to say. Hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad, how you doing? The thing about Nancy Mace, though, is that, like, even if, I don't mind her starting a fight with Hillary, right? But you got to admit, like, this is just incompetence. Starting a fight with Hillary doesn't give, it makes me laugh, but that doesn't help any of the victims of Epstein. It doesn't help bring any of the criminals to justice. Asking about Pizzagate. Thank you so much. It's political theater. Absolutely right. It's political theater, says Mr. Good Citizen 90. Yeah, Mr. Good Citizen, how you doing? All right, hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad, $50. Thank you so much. Even if I was directly plugged into power, I have no reason to believe that if I pulled a lever, it would actually do what I intended it to do. These structures are designed in such a way the operators being low agency is beneficial. Ooh, that's an interesting point of view. The operators being low agency is beneficial. Low agency is a good thing. Like, to say that they're low agency is to say that they're incompetent, I suppose. But you would want, theoretically, you would want the people representing you to be high agency versus the others. Like, that's kind of the idea, right? Like, when you send somebody to Congress, you're supposed to be sending your best guy or gal. And, like, I have a gal in Congress. Her name is, I forget what her name is. You'll know where I live if I tell you her name. I have a woman as a representative in Congress, and I think she's grossly incompetent. And I think that's one of the reasons why bad things are happening. But she represents my district, and what I would prefer is someone with high agency going there and competing with the other Congress people to make sure that we get our fair share of the tax pool. We want more money coming back to us versus the other ones. I pay my taxes. I want a higher percentage coming back to me for services in my area, right? I want something that benefits me. I want my interests represented in Washington, D.C. That's the point. I want someone who's high agency, not low agency, because what's in it for me? That's the point of Congress. They represent me. I want to have a good person there who's really strong and a shit kicker, someone who's got someone's got some fucking vim and vinegar, and also someone who's going to come in and be able to do town halls back home so that we can tell him or her how we're feeling about what their job is. But my person, she's been in office for 5 years and has never done a town hall. She's a piece of garbage, and I hope that she goes away and never comes back. We need to unseat her. Her name is Young Kim. She's a piece of shit. I hate her. I hope Young Kim loses and that she never comes back into politics. She's a horrible human being, and I don't like her. No, sir, I don't like her. But good idea, though. You like the fact that we have incompetent people in our government because then they don't get anything done, and that's a good thing in your eyes. Interesting. But if you think about low agency, then how will you keep all the borders closed and keep all the people out that you hate? Speaker Sargon Avocado. How will you keep all the people out that you hate if the people that whose job that is can't do it? Are low agency, as you say. Yeah. You're probably the person that blocked my comments yesterday. Oh, Bartholomew, don't be so mean. Just calm down a little bit. Don't worry. Don't worry, baby doll. Don't you worry, baby doll. Don't you worry. Can everyone send a nice emoji for Bartholomew? Just pick an emoji for Bartholomew. He's got a lot going on. You know, he's having a bad day, everybody. Bartholomew. 92653. That's not mine. Leave Eric said, don't freak out. It's what Vindo. I don't know what Vindo is, but that's not where I live. 25653. 92653. 92653. 92653. That's not mine. I don't know where that is though. It's near me. That's close enough. It's pretty close. I know that. I think that's where I used to work. But thank you. Bartholomew. I think you talk out of both sides of your mouth. Oh, there's some emojis for Bartholomew. Thank you. Let's show Bartholomew that he's a nice guy, and we want to make sure that he feels good about his life. You know, he's having a hard time. He's suffering from a few mental health issues. We want to look at him, you know. 90210. All right. Anyway, Pizzagate.
Accuse certain parties, and I think even right now today, of promoting slow walking information in ways that fuels conspiracies. In your view, did any Epstein-Maxwell related investigations or file handling pre or post 2019?
Listen, just even the tone of voice that they're using for her is so shitty. In your point of view, but not with Bill. Bill's a charmer, even in his 80s, man. I guess women, they just get moist around Bill still today. It's crazy that these women were not talking to Bill Clinton like this, but to Hillary, I guess, just Hillary. Again, I don't like Hillary Clinton, but the chances of her having anything to do with Epstein are slim, which is what this is ostensibly about. But hey, make her squirm. I don't care.
Contribute to or intersect with the spread of Pizzagate-style theories about Democrat figures.
Objection.
I have no way of answering. That is the most
speculation.
ridiculously
Have you or your representatives identified any Epstein file content that has been misinterpreted online to revive those claims? And what steps, if any, have you taken to clarify?
Again, object on the ground of
I think that this is all very
speculation.
reasonable.
Well, first of all, I don't follow the crazy conspiracy stories that are online. I regret that anybody does. I find it quite sad, but also disturbing that people would believe some of what is put forth, like Pizzagate. So I have taken no steps to review anything that might have any connection to something which I think is totally bogus.
John Podesta, your 2016 campaign chair, appears in some Epstein file contexts. Social overlaps are mentions. Were you aware of any of the Podesta-related communications in the released files?
Can you please provide examples or the evidence that you would like us to review, or the exhibits that reflect that?
I can get some exhibits.
I could get you through. I could do that later. Again, Nancy Mace didn't do her homework. Can you provide anything we can comment on? Oh, I could get that for you later. Oh, so you want me to comment on Podesta possibly having an email with possibly Epstein or something? It's like, again, just these incompetent fools. Like, as soon as she said Podesta, I was like, let's go. Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's ask some decent questions about Podesta. Nope. Fumbled again. Maggers. Always just fumble. They're like the Keystone Cops, just like, derp, 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 derp. Just so dumb. Just so goddamn stupid. And then they go around calling everybody else low IQ. But Maggers, they got the IQ of slugs. I got slugs with higher IQ in my garden than this guy. It's unbelievable. All right, I'm done with that.
About 12 hours after President Donald Trump started this new war with Iran, his FBI director, Kash Patel, took to social media to reassure the American public about safety here at home. He said, quote, "Last night I instructed our counterterrorism and intelligence teams to be on high alert and mobilize all assisting security assets needed. While the military handles force protection overseas, the FBI remains at the forefront of deterring attacks here at home." At the forefront, he says, at the forefront. That is the idea. That said, new reporting from MS Now's Carol Leonnig tonight says this, quote, "When FBI Director Kash Patel fired a dozen FBI agents and staff last week, he targeted an elite counter-espionage unit that investigates threats from foreign adversaries and specializes in Iran." According to more than a half.
I think that's so funny. All right, so this is so funny to me. So Kash Patel fired a bunch of people that investigated Donald Trump back in the before times, right? And those people happen to also be the very same dudes and ladies who were investigating Iran. This is how stupid and petty and foolish, and why loyalty should not trump actual competence. This is how you get a failing Roman Empire. This is what happens. You take all the competent people and you execute them, figuratively execute them, or maybe we'll get to public executions of professors. Maybe we'll get there. Who knows? Right now we're in the early stages of fascism. We could get there, but right now we're publicly executing them figuratively by firing them, taking them out of positions of any kind of influence, even if they're the most competent people for the job, because they aren't loyal to the one true God, Donald Trump. So Kash Patel fires these dudes, and fucking we go to war with Iran. And the people who are investigating Iran, the guys whose job it is to investigate Iranians inside of America, they're in the unemployment line. You can't make this shit up. It's fucking unbelievable. It really is beautiful how stupid Kash Patel is, how foolish Donald Trump is. And when you seek loyalty above all else, loyalty above competency, you are destined to fail. Pride goeth before the fall. This is just classic. And we've seen other empires crumble because of the same tactics. This is the end of the American century. We have about 20 more years. That would be 100 years of American dominance. About 20 more years, and that'll be 100 years of America being number one. And we're just getting there a little early, thanks to Donald Trump. Well, he's going to die, so I mean, we had to get. Donald Trump's not going to be here in 20 years, so we had to get there early. It's a shame. It truly is a shame, because who's going to be in charge when America loses all face, when nobody trusts us anymore? Not that they should have in the first place, but I mean, for better or worse, they did. And for better or worse, we didn't always bat 1,000, but America, You could have chosen a worse. I mean, if it was the USSR or somebody else or China in charge for 100 years, that we might not be in a better position. You know, as bad as America might be at times, the last 100 years have been pretty good. You know, not so horrible. It could have been worse, right? What happens when it all crumbles? Because it's crumbling.
You're kind of talking about dangerousness being per se because it's unlawful. So
interesting. Eyebrows, man. I keep on seeing you eyebrows. You don't like my eyebrows? What's wrong with my eyebrows? Do I need to? I don't like do plucking or anything. I don't do any of that. You're obsessed with my eyebrows? This guy Paul G. I keep on seeing eyebrows. I thought you were talking to somebody else. You talking to me? Eyebrows? Move to Canada. I don't want to go to Canada. I'm American. Why the fuck would I want to go to Canada? I'm a real American. Why don't you move to Saudi Arabia, you fucking simp? Americans. There you go. Eyebrows? What's wrong with my eyebrows? I mean, geez, I've been doing this for years now. No one ever says anything about my eyebrows. That's kind of funny. My eyebrows are my eyebrows. I don't even like. I'm blessed, really. I've been told I have very nice eyebrows. I don't do anything with them. I don't dye them or scrape them or whatever people do. It's weird. Eyebrow fetish, Jack. Yeah, someone's got a crush. Totally normal eyebrows. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. I'm like, am I going crazy? What's with the eyebrows comments today? Because I kept seeing it. I'm like, are you talking? It can't be about me because I'm seeing it go through. I keep on seeing eyebrows go through the chat, right? Because it goes really fast. And what the hell? That's so weird. Something says make Trump hair grow again. Man, Trump had to have his scalp sewn shut. Like they cut a hole in his scalp and then they sewed the back of his scalp up because he doesn't have any hair. He had to have gender affirming care. He's got this, look at his hair. It's all like, imagine if I did that. Should I do that? I could do like a some kind of thing to make myself look like I don't mind. I have a hairline like a grown-up 46, almost 47-year-old man. I'm a 47-year-old man. This is what a hairline looks like for a 47-year-old man. I'm all right in there. I'm okay. I still got hair. I'm all right. Donald Trump. I prefer it doing I like natural. For God's sake. Looking great today, Sky. Thank you so much, Sayard. Yes. For God's sake, don't show them your feet. It's okay. People like, I got a 5 head. That's all right, man. I mean, I'm okay with this. I'm okay. It makes a nice sound when I hit it. Looking good for 47. Thank you. I'll be 47 on Friday. It's my birthday. Does anyone want to give me a birthday present? Hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad says I need to e-beg harder. A 7 head. Yeah, I got a 7 head. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. At least I didn't have gender-affirming care to make myself look like Elon Musk and Donald Trump. They're always having gender-affirming care, you know. They slather on the makeup and they get hair implants and teeth. Like they got fake teeth. These are my teeth. These are mine. I never had a cavity because I take care of my fucking teeth. Because I'm not rich. I take care of my fucking teeth. I never had a cavity. Donald Trump, he's got fake teeth. Elon Musk, fake teeth. He's got fake penis, fake teeth, fake hair. Everything's fake. He got fake makeup. He's got fake skin. Everything's fake. I mean, holy shit. And you guys are like, I trust him. Hey, thank you so much. Oh, yeah, Pisces Club. Gifted 5 Skyjack Morgan memberships. Thank you. You're a rebel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, I forgot. New rebels get a... Thank you so much for becoming a rebel. Parallelish, you're a goddamn scholar and gentleman. Thank you. Nothing wrong with it. You don't have dreams. I got movies. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind having a big forehead. It means I'm smart. I got a lot of brains in there. Plus, I got a big... You can't tell... But I got a big fucking Irish head, you know. I got a big fat Irish head, like what's his face, like that Conan O'Brien. He's got that big fucking head. I'm like the same. I think Conan O'Brien might actually even be taller than me. I'm 6'5", and I got a big stupid potato head, like Conan O'Brien. Yeah, I don't mind. I'm tall, lots of face to look at. Ladies love it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Trump has syphilis neck. I know, I've seen it. Ooh, the Pisces Club, baby. Trump has syphilis neck. He does. Have you seen it? He's got the syphilis, man. He might. They can cure syphilis these days. He's got something going on. Have you seen? He's got like the red. Something's growing on him, man. Maybe when they're old, the lizard people, their skin starts to fall off. Their human skin suits start to fall off. That might be a thing. Oh, you think it's shingles? Maybe. But you'd think he would have gotten vaccinated. No, I'm guessing he's probably got some kind of like venereal disease, right? I bet he's got some kind of like skin disease. It could be, because herpes doesn't just affect your genitals. It could affect any part of your body, right? I think he probably has some form of like a skin issue. I don't know. I hate to think about it, but he's also old and shit. His blood ain't working. He's gonna die soon. He's got some circulation problem. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You took the words out of my mouth. Circulation problem. Exactly. I was just about to say the same thing. He's got a blood issue. Like he's got blood pooling in the bottoms of his legs, right? It's really bad. It's gross. Yeah, it's gross. Yeah. Rumors say Trump has cancer. Well, he's 80 years old. It would make sense, right?
I guess that does raise the question. Is it just Schedule 1? Is it Schedule 2? How far down does that go? Does it go down to ambient?
My frontline position will be we take all of it because of the determinations that go into it. But my backup is if you have a problem with that, you can look with respect to the gradations of the scheduling scheme. And if you wanted to calibrate it further.
So some judgment would still have to be calibrated on dangerousness that way, in your view?
You could certainly do it that way. And
But
I
that
think
would be your backup position. Your primary position is if it's scheduled in any way, so long as you use it a couple of times a week, you're subject to disarmament.
that is our position because of the combined effects of, again, the judgments that are being made that are permissible backed by post-ratification history and everything else, and also the dangers of the legal.
It's so weird. They're trying to make it that if you have a drug charge of any Schedule 1 drug that you shouldn't be allowed to have a gun. The MAGGers are trying to take away our guns in this country. If you are taking any SSRIs, any marijuana, any of these things, then you are not allowed to have a gun. They're trying to make that a whole. They're trying to take away your right to bear arms. And it's happening right under our eyes and right under our noses, and nobody seems to care. Probably just allergies? Maybe. It could be shingles. I mean, shingles can affect you your whole life, and there's no cure, right? There's a vaccine, but maybe he got shingles before the vaccine. I mean, the dude's old as shit. And I knew some old guys that I worked with that got shingles. My next door neighbor has shingles. I should probably get a shingles vaccine. Come to think of it, shit, I'm trying to think maybe I should get a shingles vaccine so I don't get shingles. He's got cancer, not he might have cancer. Yeah. The schedulings are stupid. Yes, they are stupid, and they're going to take away your guns based on those schedules. All right, this is the end of the show. Let me see. I thought one more.
Iran continue.
No, I don't want to talk about Iran anymore. All right, thank you, everybody, for joining. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. This has been the Morning Sky Show. It's the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Please join the channel. Become a channel member, a Sky City Rebel. It's the best way to support independent media. If you like opinion, you like chat, you like thinking for yourself, and you want to build dignity-based resistance, we are really trying to build something with this channel. I've got big ideas. I want to do a zine and shit. I want to do all sorts of, we're publishing a book soon. I'm trying to do cool shit. So if you like that type of thing and you want to be part of something, then please become a purple or black belt member. And we have white belt members. You get access to all the extra streams except for the Sunday extra stream and the After Darks. Those are for purple and black. Everything else is for white belt members, and you get access to everything in the vault, and also a monthly guitar recital where I learn how to play a bunch of songs, and we have some guitar songs together. It's kind of fun. It's just a little community building, and you get tons of extra polls and content on the community tab. It's all good fun. We're trying to build community here and mutual aid. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you for being here. Illegitimy, non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. After show today for white belts. Yeah, of course. All the after shows on the Morning Sky show, the Afterglow show is for white belts. It's just the Sunday show and the After Dark shows that are different. I had to have some differentiation, and I want to get like kind of personal and a little bit more. they're different. It's a different vibe. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Take care. I enjoy your show. All jokes aside. Well, great. Please subscribe and become a channel member. Join the resistance. All right. Thank you, everybody. Like I said, Godspeed, rebels. Godspeed, and don't let the bastards grind you down.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.